detected, agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response.
What's up, guys? Breaking news.
As Kash Patel was writing that, if he had more confirmation than us about Kirk being shot.
They're saying Charlie Kirk was shot. Political commentator.
That happened. And what we heard from Sarah Toro, who was close to the front as that was happening, and she was simply a witness, saying that when he went down after it looked like he was shot, she did not see him get back up. We're told that the suspect in this situation has been apprehended by police. We don't know anything more about that person, and we know that that crowd there at Utah Valley University, if you're familiar with that area, that common area at Utah.
So Charlie Kirk was shot at this Utah Valley University. And let me tell you, there's a lot of mentally ill people out there. There's a lot of people that are just mentally off. You know, I have a stalker myself, and you don't know what these people are going to do. These people that have no lives, no morale. Their entire life revolves around being obsessed, you know? And so Charlie Kirk went to one of the, I got to find out more details. This is breaking. It's happening now. But like these sick, disgusting people, you don't know what they're going to do, right?
Where there'd be bottlenecks of people trying to leave. And so what we're hoping is that everyone's okay there. Now, I've been joined by a couple of colleagues. I want to let you at home know that Robin iKkEdMeL is sitting
That's
next
crazy.
to me
Charlie Kirk shot.
I don't know if we're going to be showing her right now.
That's what I noticed about these people. It's like they can't just have a disagreement. They can't just like whatever. It's either like they're targeting children or they go to violence. That's what I notice about these people. They're deranged, unstable. And so it's not a discussion. It's not like let's argue our ideas. It's we're going to turn up to violence or we're going to target your children. That's what these people do.
From what we've seen as we've approached this area, the entire campus appears to be locked down, and certainly a lot of people here for Charlie Kirk's event that was taking place, including some people joining us here. These young women. Can you just tell me, first of all, your names and what brought you all here?
Yeah, my name is Sarah. I had classes at UVU today and decided to watch Charlie Kirk between my classes. So.
My name is Paris. I just wanted to come and watch what I thought would be a civil conversation, and it turned completely different.
There we go.
What did you see?
I looked down when it happened, but...
So basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is. And then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
That's so horrible. It's tragic, man.
Did he appear to be moving afterward, or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead.
Not even moving.
Oh my goodness. What happened after that? What did you see?
Everyone got down. Everyone was so scared, and I just grabbed her, and my boss was with us, which is her mom. She was
That's
like, run.
crazy.
And we finally got up and followed the crowd, and I just kept holding her. I don't even have my shoes on. I left my keys, and everyone's just like scared. Like it's traumatizing. Like, you know, it scares. Like I don't even want to go to school tomorrow. You know, so
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to school, but.
You heard the one shot. Were there multiple shots or?
I think just one shot straight into Charlie Kirk. And
one shot.
And I think they got him.
And did you see the person who fired the shot or anything like that?
No, I just knew that it came to the right of me and went just directly into his heart. So.
Oh my God! Into his heart? How did you shoot one into his heart?
What did you see as far as? I mean, was the crowd? How was the crowd reacting to him? I mean, he is somewhat known for being provocative, but what was going on beforehand? What was he talking about?
So the first student got up and they were talking about religion, Mormonism, and Christianity, and the second student to get up was talking about transgenderism and how gun violence has been very frequent with that community, and that is when it happened. Pretty ironic.
Right after, during, right on that topic.
Yeah, it's when he got shot in the heart.
Shot in the
What
heart.
did you all see? You're joining us. What
Wow,
did you see?
dude, this is
Well, I was
big. You
about to
guys
enter
hit
the
the like
building.
button.
I
Please
heard what I
share it
thought was
out.
a gunshot,
Let
and I
everybody
ran
know
for
so we get into the
cover.
algorithm. This is crazy.
And
I
then
never
saw the students
imagined this guy
running
getting
out.
shot, potentially
And
killed. I don't
saw
know.
her. She was
Oh my God.
panicking. I thought she was having a panic attack. So then
Oh,
I grabbed
Jesus
her and
Christ.
her, and we ran
I'm
through
sorry.
the tunnel.
I know people get upset
and
when I
then
say
just
the
brought her to my car over here to
say
get
my
her
pain,
to calm
but-
down. So, yeah.
Jesus.
I was watching from pretty close up, and I heard a pop, and I thought, no, that nobody's shooting firecrackers, right? This is the middle of the day. And then I watched a fountain of blood come out of the side of his neck, like,
Oh wow, from his neck.
and it was surreal. Everyone dropped,
Shot in the heart
and
of
I
the
was
neck.
like, "Where's the gunman? I don't see any gunman." And then I dropped because I'm just a very logical thinker like that. And so, yeah. And then a friend of mine drove me over here, just barely dropped me off, but he got a picture of the gunman. And,
What kind of security do they have out there? They don't have no
pretty
security?
embarrassing.
What the fuck
He got
is
his
this?
pants pulled down as they took him down, and he sent me a picture. He was wearing garment bottoms, or what looked like white knee shorts. Just, Utah.
Obviously, a
Oh
volatile
my gosh, dude.
situation. And what was the crowd's reaction when all of this happened? You said you were standing there, a little frozen. It sounds like. What was the crowd's reaction?
Everyone freaked out and screamed, and then after everyone was leaving, there was just a lot of confusion until the cops started making everyone leave, because people were still standing around and talking and in clusters, but the majority had run. And so, after that, the police forced everyone in, and they started roping off the
Just
courtyard
bodyguard,
in
no
yellow police tape.
Yeah, this is a huge deal. I mean, if you follow politics, I follow politics. I follow some of these commentators, and regardless of how you feel these people, you shouldn't be, and nobody should be. I'm sure there's people that are going to applaud this and be happy, but you shouldn't be happy about this. But that's the only way these people have to communicate is violence. Attacking people, killing people. That's the only way they get their message across.
And of course you have Kirk's own kind of bodyguards around. But I will definitely say we saw a lot more after the shooting, of course.
Of course.
And the bodyguard, fire all the bodyguards.
Saying Charlie
What kind of
Kirk
bullshit is that? Fire them all.
All right.
He is
Absolutely.
pray
He's
for
absolutely
him.
hero.
We don't know if he's still alive.
Everybody in there was very concerned for him, and all I could think of was go towards Charlie, because I just want to know if he was okay. A lot of
quickly as they could to get to safety.
Yeah, Brooke, you and I spoke to several witnesses that were there on the ground, just talking
is
about
crazy. This is
moments before
insane.
they heard the shot. It was a fairly calm event, no concern about safety whatsoever. Although we know, leading up to the event, it was very highly publicized. Estimation of about 2,000 to 3,000 people there on the ground.
Yeah, bystanders described a couple of pockets of individuals. One identifying those individuals crying out or yelling out or shouting out as being positioned in the upper balconies. And you can see, this venue is so unique in that it's outdoors, obviously, so a vast kind of sprawling, there's not a defined perimeter, so to speak, but you can see pockets of people on the tiers, on the balconies, on the enclaves. This post you're seeing, obviously not current. This is a previous post from Charlie Kirk stating that how excited he was to be at UVU today. This just in from Senator John Curtis. He said, "My heart goes out to Charlie, those in attendance and their families. We're praying for his safety and the well-being of everyone impacted." Lots of local leaders and national political leaders too taking to X, taking to social media to share their well wishes.
Yes, and we also heard from Governor Cox that they are definitely looking into this investigation, talking to officials there on
the
scene.
perpetrator caught?
So as
They
you can
caught?
imagine, the information is just continuing to pour in. We are getting new video and hopefully getting some more folks who were there on the ground willing to give us their accounts. Again, as we mentioned, KSL News Specialist Alex Cabrero is on his way there to the scene to Utah Valley University as well.
We heard a couple bystanders immediately praising the reaction from law enforcement. And of course, our current climate demands a presence of security and attention to politically oriented events like this. But a couple different witnesses we spoke to praising the reaction of law enforcement on the ground. ground. It took about 30 minutes, we were told, for UVU to officially send out a text or a notice to clear the campus, although at that point, of course, as you might imagine, people had cleared the area and it had been cleared for quite a while.
We also heard from Vice President J.D. Vance as well, offering his condolences. We also heard from FBI Director Kash Patel, who, quote, said, "Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected." Patel also wrote on X that agents will be on scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and investigation. So in addition to...
Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. The video... Okay, the video of the shootings online, I can't show that. If you want to... I'll retweet if you want to see the video. It's on my Twitter. I can't post it on here, though. But I'll tell you, it looks really, really bad. Somebody shot him. It looks right in the neck. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, shit. That's really, really fucking bad. Yeah, I don't know if he survived that. It's on X. It looks really, really, really bad. Holy shit. Oh my God, dude. Right in the neck, and it was very, like, just blood pulsing everywhere, coming out. I don't know if he's going to survive that, man.
To witness this for themselves, to be a part of this. Of course, Charlie Kirk, a very popular activist, a very popular speaker who's been going to campuses all across the country, encouraging debate on either side, on both sides, just trying to spread the message and the word of what he wants people to hear and hear kind of the other side of the story often. Joining me here now is Brennan. He's one of the people who was here when all this happened. Now, Brennan is not a student here. He came all the way from Clearfield just to be a part of this and to see this. And Brennan, you were telling me you were right there when this happened.
Yeah, so I mean, it was pretty packed when I got here. It took me about 30 minutes just to find parking. When I finally got there, there were thousands of people, I would say. He was kind of like in a pit almost, and we were kind of gathered up like some stairs. I kind of moved my way closer. I was about 15 feet away. He was actually just talking about mass shootings too, which is crazy. Wow. With the trans shooting that just happened recently with the trans shooter. And as soon as he got done answering the question, we heard a loud pop. He got hit in the left side of his neck and dropped. We all dropped. His security dragged him out of there, and we just ran. So, you know, it's crazy.
I can't imagine. This is probably terrifying. You're there just to hear the debate, to be a part of this. You hear the shot. You said you hit the ground.
Yeah, obviously, because at first we didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? Right. Once we figured it out, I was more angry, I would say, than terrified. You know, we hear all the time that we're the problem, we're the violent ones, we're the issue.
Right, right.
This is the second mass, shooting.
These people only know violence. That's all they know. That's how they get their message across. That's the only thing they do is violence, targeting children, doing all kinds of horrible shit to children, whether it's transitioning, cutting off their whatever, pills. This is the only way these people communicate. And they always complain about fascism. And they're claiming that they're the democracy. But this is their kind of democracy. If you disagree with them, they kill you. This is how these people function. This is crazy. Insane. I can't believe this guy was shot in the neck like that.
Parties. We got to stop all of this. You know, like I said, they blame us, we blame them. We got to stop and just come together. We got to stop having a political agenda and get them to turn us against each other like they are. And it's just what they want. And we got to stop. And because I wear the stuff I wear, people look at me like a bad person. But I think I'm a good person. I don't care what you believe. As long as you're a good person, that's all I care about.
Brandon, thank you so much for your time. Sorry, because it's chilling. When you see the videos, it's chilling. Sorry you saw this, but I know you're probably heading out trying to figure out. You've been chatting with your friends, so it's just one of those things, just figuring out what next.
Agree or you die.
We'll be all right.
Thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate you. So Brennan's story is one of several that we've been hearing just to hear the debate, to be a part of this, and was there.
As far as I know, I don't know that he's pronounced deceased yet, but I'm telling you, if you see the video, it does not look good at all. Like, I don't know how he would survive that, to be honest with you. But there's, people have been shot in the head and survived, so I hope that he's okay, and I would say that about anybody, even somebody on the other side of the political spectrum or whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't think people should be murdered and killed like this over this type of stuff. This is crazy. I feel so bad seeing him shot like that. I don't like to look at that kind of stuff, man. Like, that's not my... It's all over Twitter. People are saying rest in peace. To me, it was a very direct shot. Oh, my God. That's just so... I can't even... It breaks my heart to see that.
Yeah, and emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the details of this.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
This was a ordered shoot.
And even he said it would be nice if we could come together. I don't know if this is going to be the spark that brings people together. We've seen countless examples of this throughout the country in recent years, and you wonder at what point do we realize enough is enough. So that's something we'll be chatting with students about, trying to get their perspectives on all of this. And as we gather more, we'll certainly pass it along to you.
Yeah, Alex, thank you. You characterized, I think, the raw emotion really well, and it is a sad day for us in Utah, but everyone across the country for all of the reasons that you described. This appearance was part of the American Comeback Tour. Charlie Kirk was expected to live debate people who would pose, lines of thinking or questions, and so it was a live debate. More than 6,000 people did sign a petition protesting against his appearance. He was, interestingly enough, scheduled, I believe, to appear at Utah State University later this month as well. So we had plans to stop twice here in Utah as part of today's tour.
There's a video too. They're saying that this is the suspect, man who tried to kill Charlie Kirk. Let me pull that up for you guys. Give me a second here. And please, if you could share out the live. I don't know if I have notifications or not, but just share it out so people know what's going on, because this is crazy. This is insane, man. I watch a lot of these political people on different sides. I watch them all the time. I never expect them to get shot and killed like that, murdered. But maybe that was this person's goal. They're saying Shadow of Ezra posted this. This is the guy. They're saying, I don't know, we'll have to confirm it later, so take it with a grain of salt, but this is the guy they're saying was arrested. Some old guy? Is this the guy? They're saying this is the guy. That's crazy, dude. That's so just wow. Wow. I really hope that Charlie Kirk survived. I like some of his stuff. I don't agree with everything, but I like some of his stuff. I don't think this guy, somebody said he has a kid too, to be murdered like that too. We had this lady that was murdered on the train. Now I got this whole situation. It's horrific. It's just horrible, man. But I've seen this for a while. This is how these people deal with discourse. These are the people that are crying about fascism when they're the fascists themselves. Because if you disagree or you say something they don't like, these are they control speech, they control everything. And if you disagree, they murder and kill you. And then they celebrate it.
About whether it's in fiction or in real life, and unfortunately we've seen it in real life, at least attempts recently, that it happens to someone who's a figure high enough, like a president or a presidential candidate, where they have this cordon of security around them.
Damn, hey,
when Charlie Kirk shows up to campus, he has a whole lot of people around him, but he doesn't have Secret Service.
That's right.
He has what security is there on campus and can be provided, and that security got the guy, apparently, at least took him into custody, but unfortunately not able to protect Kirk at the time.
That is so
no,
sad,
I
man.
do believe we...
Damn, bro.
I think we're going to get to Spencer Joseph in a moment, but let's get to who Charlie Kirk really is. And I think we're going to be joined by Nate Carlisle. Nate's getting set up over here. Fox 13 investigative reporter Nate Carlisle is here to tell us a little bit, Nate. If someone's a conservative, they have heard of Charlie Kirk.
Of course. Avery in the chat says, seemed a little too soon to be talking about, hold on 1 second, I'll play here. Talking about who and why this happened. Well, I don't think it's too soon. I think it's the appropriate time. There's somebody on camera that was arrested. Charlie Kirk is a political figure. I mean, obviously this had to do with something that maybe he said that some people disagree with or whatever. I mean, you know.
Worked in conspiracy theories, some of them anti-Semitic. There were also conspiracies about voter fraud and the COVID-19 pandemic. He once called himself a secularist, but has since become a Christian nationalist opposed to abortion and gay marriage. Max, Robin, Kirk has a media empire, radio shows, social media channels, bookings on other conservative shows. This shooting will ripple through all that.
Yeah, it's big. It's
yeah,
big
there is a whole ecosystem, Nate, of conservative, especially on the far right, involved more with social media, streaming, podcasting, those sorts of things, with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA, and this is going to, like you said, reverberate through there, and you just have to be concerned about what the temperature of the reaction is going to be.
JB, thank you for the 10. Appreciate that. Says, if you think people deserve to die because of their political beliefs, you're a fascist. Yes, right? Prayers for Charlie, his family, and friends, and for return to peaceful discourse.
There's going to be a lot of finger pointing, whoever the suspect is. The suspects, not just motives will be probed, but so will the demographics of the suspect, whoever he or she or they are. The other thing to know is that these things kind of take on a life of their own. I saw a lot of this when I was covering the January 6th riot aftermath. One theory kind of leads to another, and gets picked up and passed around. Us journalists here in Utah are going to have an important job in the coming days, weeks, and months, explaining what the facts here are, and trying to explain to people what really went on in Orem today.
That's right. And I mean, actually, that finger pointing has already begun. If you look online, there are already people, who have their own thoughts and theories on who this guy is, who shot him. But obviously, this is information that, authorities and police and the FBI are going to actually verify for us in the days to come. So you can't really listen to any of that. But yes, as you said, Nate, people are already pointing the finger, as happens.
Nate Carlisle, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, they're saying this is the guy. Sarah sent me some more videos
from you soon. You were mentioning, Robin, really aptly, that a lot of theories, and Nate mentioned this too, pop up around something like
now
this.
They're saying, I have two clips to show you guys. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. This is just out of control, but I'm sure, I know there's people out there that's going to be probably celebrating this. Wicked people. Okay, there's more video of the perp allegedly being arrested. Check this out.
The guy that just shot him.
This is the guy that shot him?
Look at him. This piece of shit. Some little old guy. Carrying him out. Look at him carrying his ass out by his hands and legs with his pants pulled up. This piece of shit. Look at him. Look at this guy. Oh, I thought his pants were pulled down. I guess he's wearing shorts. Look at this guy. How the hell? What? Wow. Toss him in the back of that shit. And then another one. Check this out, because this media too. I understand why some of these people are very critical of the media and the way they report stuff. Just like with the lady that got stabbed on the train. I am understanding. It's very hypocritical. Check this out.
Shooting like this happens, in which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, to emphasize what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off instead.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off, because these people, this was just a supporter shooting their gun off.
In which a shooting like this
Isn't that crazy?
happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
A supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. Wow. Wow. MSNBC.
My eyes were seeing, but like a few seconds after, I just quickly got down. I realized that it was all real and super scared. And I was with my sister and my best friend Ethan here, and we were all just on the ground, just really scared and panicking. And after that, we all ran inside and got out as soon as possible.
Now, you and I were talking a little bit before this. You were walking into a building right as this happened. Tell me kind of your a little bit further away experience and seeing that wave of people come towards you.
Yeah, so I immediately, as I walked in, I saw people coming my way. And you kind of would ask them, you were like, kind of, what's going on? And they were like, there's been a shooting. And that's all they knew. And so I didn't know whether it was an active shooter situation, whether it was targeted, whether it was just mass hysteria from a loud noise or something like that. So I turn around and kind of start walking slowly away, talking to more people, and they say, it's Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, dude.
And I exited the building and tried to talk to more people, and that's what they had to say.
I want to ask, Charlie has obviously been to what I would probably say thousands of campuses all across the country. Yeah. What's your reaction to this happening at Utah Valley University?
Well, actually, the first question was about the LDS faith, and he was very open to it. He was very kind. It was a very nice interaction. And then the second question, the one he got shot on, was actually about shootings, about transgender shootings, and that's when it happened. So I don't think it has anything to correlate with Utah or the LDS faith or anything like that, because Charlie at the very beginning, he was very open how much he loves the LDS faith and stuff like that. So I don't think it has anything to correlate with that specifically. But it's very shocking that something like this would happen in Orem, Utah, because Orem's supposed to be really safe, right?
Mormon City.
We live like 3 minutes that way. So it's just kind of crazy that like this would happen.
It was 200 yards away, Rachel?
It's unreal.
Super conservative area too. It's unbelievable. I don't want to scapegoat anybody. This is a tragedy. And I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. I agree that he has the right to say what he says.
Right, he would say whatever he wants to say. That's what this country's...
Pray for him and his family. He's a father, he's a husband. And I hope and I pray he pulls through and he can recover from this horrific act by hopefully a lone actor and someone who does not represent our school or our faith or our state, and hopefully he doesn't represent our country either. And
I'd like to jump on that. I feel like a lot of people should really embody and really take in how important freedom of speech is in this country. Yeah. And I think little by little, a lot of it is getting taken away. I really think that there's people trying to censor, it doesn't even matter what movement it is. I think there's people trying to censor what people are doing, and as normal people, we don't think that's right, And I stand by freedom of speech. That's something I believe in. I think.
Yeah, this is insane. For those people wondering about the video or if he's alive, I don't know if he's alive or not. He was taken to the hospital. But what I can say is, I don't know. Damn, Cinema just posted other sources are now reporting that the person who shot Charlie Kirk has not been caught. So I don't know if he's been caught or not. I don't know. I'm gonna play this video. I have a lot of different thoughts, I guess, about this situation. I just never expected this guy to get shot. I'd watch him here. I'd see those clips on YouTube, the clips that blew up. Charlie Kirk, whether you agree, disagree, whatever.
Watching that video.
It's horrible. The video's on X. So he literally gets shot in the neck. I mean, it's a direct shot in the neck. Instantly, blood is gushing out. I'm not a medical professional, but it looks really bad. It looks really bad. I'd be surprised if he survived that. I hope that he does.
Charlie Kirk. I'm not a crying man.
It's hard to see that. It really is. Like I said, I was watching it. It's on my Twitter. I'm not going to post it.
I can't believe it, man. We fight so much on this app. We fight so much on this internet over just frivolous things that's so unimportant. And there are people out here trying to kill us, and we still try to kill each other. They just shot this man in front of the whole world. I can't even look at the camera, bro, because I'm gonna get too emotional about this, bro. But
it was a live event. Good for you, too, probably, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
That man is an American hero. If they can do that to him, they can do that to anyone. And they will. This is one of the most significant assassination attempts since MLK. This man changed America in ways that he never gets the credit for. I mean, we can credit us even having Gen Z, millennials, and any generation after completely to Charlie Kirk. Thanks to him. This man is an American hero and a God-fearing man. And we all might have some distant differences, but it's time to let them go. It's time to let our differences go. Because I regret for the last things that we say about each other, not be a positivity, love, and motivating each other to be good, motivating each other to stay safe. But to play into drama, to play into beef, just for clicks, it ain't worth it, man. This is real life. This internet stuff, it ain't worth it. I'm praying for this man. I don't even know why I'm making this video. I'm just...
Really? Jeez.
I feel so defeated. I'm just praying. I mean, I love all of y'all. We just got to stick together. We have to stick together, pray for that man family. We got to be there for him. We got to let our differences aside. We got to. God bless everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Same question.
Yeah, I mean, I originally got down. I tried to get back behind the wall because, there was like a ledge where I was sitting, and I figured they wouldn't be able to shoot there. So I get down there, and then I see my best friend and his sister down, like crying. So I went over and got on top of them. I love them, and I didn't want anything to happen to them either.
Yeah. So let me ask you about did you see the shooter? And from what we're kind of seeing from videos, it seems like it was a very dynamic situation once everything happened. Did you see anything?
So now they're saying apparently people are celebrating, which I'm not surprised. On TikTok, of course, there's this place that's like complete. Just, I mean, you should keep your kids off of TikTok. TikTok's just fucking toxic. First Nepal, now Charlie Kirk shot in Utah. Something happened.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
So there's the celebrations. People on TikTok happy celebrating. Fuck TikTok, man. They always banning my ass. Damn, man. This is just this is something that's just taking me back. Charlie Kirk.
You could see Orem police is actually going through the parking lot. We're not sure what's going on here, but individuals, in fact, just moments ago, we weren't really able to see any police officials in the area of where we are right now until maybe about 2 to 3 minutes ago. In fact, if my partner behind the camera, Aaron Kimball, can show, that's kind of how far away we are from where police are. This is pretty much as close as we can get to the campus, as we know the campus is closed. We have several individuals, here in cars. Would you mind real quick if I asked you, what did you see out there, and what has your experience been?
When it happened, I was in a classroom, and everything was fine. I just got a text from one of my friends saying, "There's a shooter, get out of the building." No, I didn't really know if that was true, but I just could hear students running through the hallway, classrooms getting out. So a student in my class raises her hand and says, "Can I leave? I think there's a shooter on campus." And so my teacher dismisses everyone, and so I just see through the windows students pouring out of the building. So I just try to get to my car as fast as I can, and I have just been calling family members
and just telling them that I'm okay, and I just feel terrible. Like, something like this should never happen. And prayers go out to Charlie Kirk and his family.
What's your reaction to this happening in Utah? You said, that your hope is that this would never happen anywhere, let alone here. What's your reaction to that happening at your campus?
Are they really? I didn't see that, Joy.
I never believed something like this would happen.
I'm not surprised.
I like to think that Utah is a very safe space, a safe state, especially with like the religious faith. I think everyone kind of just agrees on the same thing. So this is like very shocking. I think from what I've heard that Charlie Kirk has gotten a lot of hate from this state specifically. So I think that this is just very shocking and crazy and unbelievable that it would happen at my own school.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been sitting here for, as long as we've been here, it's been about half an hour. There's no sign of movement, right?
Yeah, I've been sitting here for half an hour more.
Buster, I agree. I agree with that.
I don't know how long I'll be here for, but I really just want to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're glad you're safe. Hope you get home safe. Thank you so much for talking to us. So that is essentially what's going on here at UVU. I'm just kind of checking my surroundings to see if there's anything else to point out, as this is a hugely dynamic scene, Max and Robin. A lot of people very, very shaken up by this event. We just heard from those individuals that were second row and could see.
Yeah, that video, man, dude.
Kirk was out in Utah. Less than an hour ago, Charlie Kirk was out in Utah at a major university, thousands of people in attendance, and they say they have an older man in custody. You see Charlie shot.
Yeah.
You see a big concussion. Maybe it's a bulletproof vest causing it. Perhaps the bullet that bounced off that one in his carotid artery, but there's blood just spewing everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
From what I saw, there are rumors online that he's dead. If he's not dead, it is a miracle. Pray for him and pray for his family. But I keep explaining, we're in a war. The left has been saying put a bullseye on Trump, a bullseye on his supporters.
Yeah. They've been doing this shit for
calling for violence. They know that grand juries are all open.
It's all over on TikTok. You see these people calling for murder and death all the time. This is how these people communicate. I just have to say it like that. This is how they communicate. These are the people, like I said earlier, fascism. They're the fascists themselves. If you disagree, well, you should get murdered and killed, and your family should get to that. That's how these people operate. The supposed people for democracy, this is how they operate.
They know they're getting subpoenaed. They know it's all happening.
It's true.
And they're going to false flag. They're going to attack. You saw the guy that worked for Tampon Tim in Minnesota going to do the hits and said he was doing it for him. You've got all of this, and then all the brainwashed left out. If somebody's white, stab them, shoot them. Antifa leading all that. This is a plan. So we're in a war. The globalists know what they're doing. And Charlie Kirk, we pray he lives, but if he doesn't, I think they're dead. He is like a Viking king dying with a sword in his hand of information war. Going out to all these places, having these great debates. People say, he's not hardcore enough. He's there getting people to wake up, get a register to vote Republican. That was his role, and he was a champion, and Trump wouldn't have gotten reelected without him. And now...
So thank you, Lynn, for the post. Tim Pool is saying, he posted this 9 minutes ago, sources tell me Charlie is stable. Please, God. I hope that's the case. I really do.
He's definitely fought for his life, and when I saw the footage, he's probably made the jump into hyperspace, but I'm not saying that's 100%, but he is feared dead. I'm not scared to be killed, and I do public events and things, but I can do so much more digitally or hit and run just popping up in public. I have no doubt I'd probably be dead or been shot, at least wounded, if I announced things that what Charlie did. That's why I strategically didn't do it. And not out of fear of getting shot, I just was like, I can do so much more writing and covering things and videos. Because when you're in this cloud of the left saying kill everybody, they're shooting up Catholic churches and stabbing white girls and because they're white and all the rest of it. This is dangerous. This is a war. This is a war. This is a war. This is the war. The woman that spits on Ed Martin and says, I hope you die or whatever. That's who people are. And they wound up a bunch of crazies. So that's what Podesta called for in August 2000. If Trump was won, they were going to stage civil war. And then when Trump won again, they said, okay, we're going with it. The no kings, all of it. So this is it. Get ready. They're terrorists. They mean business. So the Justice Department's got to move hyperspeed to arrest the leadership. That's the main focus. Not Trump getting sucked into this false flag on Russia with the drones, just like Zelensky 2 years ago got caught shooting missiles into Poland. We don't need nuclear war with Russia. We need peace, and we need to secure our homeland. God bless you, Charlie Kirk. You're a hero.
Hopefully he's okay. I don't know. Some people are saying that there's rumors he's in critical condition. Tim Pool saying that he's stable. Hey, Grandpa, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for the super chat. It says Grandpa is Mormon. You Mormon? Okay. And I'm sick and my heart is broken. Praying for Charlie Kirk. God bless the good people of America. Yeah, I would have thought in Utah I would have thought he's safe over there. I don't know. Let me play this audio. I can't show the video, but just before the shooting, I guess what he was talking about, Charlie.
This is it. Yes, is that fair to say? All right, great. So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay.
So they were in a conversation about transgender shootings.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Oh shit! Right, that's when he was shot. Right there. That's crazy.
Over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
That's some coward shit too, man. Man, bro. Okay, let me see what else. There's a lot kind of happening right now with this story. Dan Bilzerian, he's another. I don't even know how to categorize Dan Bilzerian, but I watch his stuff. I feel like he's almost like a John McAfee type of dude, but he claims that a friend of mine close to the family said he didn't make it. I don't know. So there's conflicting reports. He made it. He didn't make it. He's stable. He's in critical.
Yeah, I think it cut out. Yeah, a friend of mine that's close to the family said he didn't make it.
That's horrible. So he didn't make it?
That's what they said.
Most likely not. Look at the video. The entrance wound is huge. Like, look at the hole that it leaves in his neck.
That's so crazy. Let me see what else they're saying. I'll never unsee what happened to Charlie Kirk, Cinema said. Damn, man. While we're recovering Charlie Kirk, apparently there's some shooting in Colorado, too. 3 students in critical condition after shooting. That happened.
Guys, I need all of you. If you're watching right now, I need everybody to pray for Charlie. I see there's a couple of Twitter spaces. I'm going to go into one of them so you guys can hear real-time updates. I just saw the footage not too long ago. I'm just going to join this thing right quick for you guys.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm the chairman of the College Republicans of America. I had 5 students working the event with Charlie. The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah, have both said that Charlie has passed. And that is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
So I don't know what's true or not, guys. So just right now, kind of take it with a grain of salt until we get confirmation. Tijo says, Fox News says his condition is unknown. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm really taken back by this. I guess watching it and seeing it, and hello,
and just have a just get through the rest of the day.
Yeah, we understand the classes have been canceled for the rest of the day, and that they are clearing the campus now. Also, who was passing by is another David. come stand right here if you would, David, and tell us what you were doing here and what happened. What was your experience?
I was just behind the lights trying to make a right turn. All of a sudden, unmarked police just stopped us. Right after that, we saw 30, 40 police cars just coming through. And I said, probably something really bad happened. This doesn't happen in a normal day in America. So unless it's really something terrible happened. So, and a few minutes later, I just called my buddy in Phoenix and said, hey, do you know what's going on the news? Something happened here. He says, they just shot Charlie Kirk. I said, why? The guy is just speaking his mind. When that happened in U.S., you cannot just kind of speak your mind anymore. This is so sad.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with these people. I mean, you just have to keep saying it over and over. That's people that claim to be, for democracy, and they're projecting, calling everybody else fascist. And so for speaking your opinion, they target you, they target your family, they target your kids, and try to kill you. And then they celebrate it. You got to be a wicked person to celebrate murder and death. You got to be depraved inside. There's not much going on in your life. If the highlight of your life and the happiness in your life is somebody being murdered, there's something wrong with you. And I feel like you're only inviting that into your own life. People that celebrate that, you're only inviting that to your own life.
Every single one of you right now to pray for my friend Charlie Kirk. I've known Charlie for a decade. Charlie has been shot. This is real. I don't know anything else. I'm trying to find out, but all I can say right now is that everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk. This is real. Charlie Kirk is a loving father. I'm hearing reports he's being evacuated via helicopter. There's a lot of things. Everyone needs to pray.
Damn. 2 kids and a wife.
The violence that we're seeing.
I think really some of these people, they go online and write all kinds of hate speech and really talking about either or group so bad. They gotta slow down. They all contribute to this. So if people, they really kind of notch it down and they start just kind of being really nice to each other, I don't think that's supposed to ever happen. You're supposed to be able to speak your mind. You're supposed to really practice what your religion is. Yeah. And as long as you're obeying the law, you're supposed to have a right to live and just kind of practice your rights. Yeah. And this is so sad that you see one group of people, they try to just kind of control the other group. Right. That's sad. That's just a sad.
David, thank you so much for talking with us. I appreciate it very much. As we are watching the other David and his son, in fact, let me just turn this way. David and his son will be headed back to West Jordan. His son actually was in class when he and had taken a picture. His dad said he took a picture and on his way to class before the shooting took place, and just to kind of see what was going on, and then word came that the shooting had taken place. This is a very difficult day. The police have got UVU completely cordoned off. You can't get on campus. They are going through the campus now. We understand reportedly they are going through each building and clearing each room so that whatever danger may still exist. We don't know that it does, but they are doing due diligence and making sure the campus is secure, and classes are canceled for the rest of the day. Max, we'll toss it back to you from down here in Orem.
Hey, thank you, Bob. And to reiterate what Bob just said, we have seen the alert that UVU sent out that classes are officially canceled for the day. And obviously the premises have all been closed off while the police and other authorities perform their investigation and whatever else needs to be done to make sure that everyone is safe. So if you were planning on going to campus today or know someone who was, tell them not to, because campus is officially closed.
Yeah, and this is Bob got the call that I got.
That's right.
And that Utah Valley University is the biggest college in the state in terms of student population, of undergraduate population.
That's right.
It is, those roads are a mess on any given day that
That's
classes
right.
are in session. And so there are thousands of young people on that campus who made that call to their parents. It's not a call parents like to get. I certainly didn't. And it's also something where you want to tell your kids
He's passed
things
away,
can be better
Grandpa?
than this, because you have these young folks. They've grown up in an era where they see this so much,
Right.
and it's not about left or right. It is it's about polarization and people not seeing the humanity in each other. But we have other crews on scene here.
That's right. We heard from Spencer Joseph earlier. He talked to some students there.
So breaking 911 posted 13 minutes ago saying that Charlie Kirk is in critical condition. AZ Intel saying the same thing. They got that from AP. I'm trying to wait for more confirmation for details.
Lord God, right now in the name of Jesus, we lift up Charlie Kirk in prayer. We lift him up. We lift up his family, his children. Lord God, bless him, all those who know him and who love him. I pray for your shalom, your peace, Lord God, and your hand of mercy that is before us and behind us. Every day your mercies are new and fresh. Lord, we thank you for your divine and holy presence. And we pray, Lord, for Charlie's immediate healing and for immediate and swift and severe justice against every single individual who has been connected to this occurrence this morning. The devil shall not have his way. We bind the evil that has permeated this country and this world right now. We bind their hands and their feet. We bind their theater, their incantations, their witchcraft, their spells, their evil that they have cooked up against Charlie Kirk and against your warriors of heaven right now in the name of Jesus. We thank you, Lord, for Charlie. We loosen your divine holy presence, your divine and holy vengeance against those who are trying to harm your prophets, because you instruct that your prophets, there no harm will come to them. Okay, Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the victory. Thank you for your blessings, and for all of the young people that Charlie has positively affected and the lives that he has changed. And we pray that you bring him back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. In Jesus' name, in Jesus' name, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I need you to type agree in the comments. Agree. When two or more agree on any one thing, God is in our midst. His word said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. Somebody's going down for this. God bless Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, man.
Get down, run. And I just fell, I'm all scraped up. I fell down and I was just scrambling up because there's big concrete steps with grass, right? So I was just scrambling up the steps, just trying to get inside. But I was...
Elon agreed with this person that made this post. Let me read you this post. This person said, Fisher King said, the left-wing mainstream media, as well as figures like Gavin Newsom claiming Trump plans to be a dictator, has created a climate of hysteria against right-wing figures that could radicalize any number of unstable people to engage in political violence. Pray for Charlie Kirk. I agree with that. He lost the presidency before. Yeah, he didn't, he went down, he wasn't too happy about it, but he had to step out. And Biden was in office. And now he came back again. And it's the same bullshit again. Oh, he's going to run for more. He's going to be there forever. He's never leaving. It's the same bullshit. Scott Lobato had something to say about the whole situation. Let's see.
I'm sure you're all hearing the news right now about Charlie Kirk getting shot. I just watched another angle, a new video, and it is horrific. For somebody like me to get nauseous immediately watching this video, I don't even have time to have my heart broken. If you don't know Charlie Kirk, this is a man who helped us get to where we are and save this country. So this is an assassination on a soldier, a general, and this is not going to be good for this country. I pray that he survived that, but the way it looks, I don't think he did. The world is about, this country is about to go into a deep, deep, deep shitter, deeper than we thought it was. Either that, or we're gonna come out tomorrow like September 12th, 2001, where we all just back and try to come together, but I don't think that's gonna happen. This is not a good day.
So Glenn Beck posted this 39 minutes ago. Glenn Beck said, getting word that Charlie Kirk has been stabilized. So Glenn Beck said that, you know, but these other medias have said he's in critical condition. So I'm not sure which is which. Hopefully he's alive. I'll keep pulling up the updates. AZ Intel posted this from CBS. Charlie Kirk is at the hospital, but it doesn't look good. Turning Point USA officials say. So he's at the hospital. This place doesn't say it doesn't look good. I don't know. There's still people reporting that he's deceased too. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what's what, you know?
I'm not quite sure how else to tell you guys this, but this definitely feels like the shot heard around the world. For years, conservatives have been saying that they're trying to kill us. They tried character assassination attempts that inevitably, now they're resorting to actual assassinations. Now, yeah, they tried it on Trump, and it's not like it's to be expected for someone like Trump, but for someone like Charlie Kirk, who has never advocated for violence, who is a man of God, who wants to see the restoration of this country, who goes out and speaks with people he disagrees with, who is trying to appeal to the humanity of those who hate him, has now been shot. And based on what I saw, I don't know how he pulls through. I'm praying for him and for his family, but I just want to give you guys a heads up that the world has been on the brink of World War III. And
this is a clip. Let me just share this with you guys. Colin Rugg posted this. Glenn Beck says Charlie Kirk has a pulse, says his daughter was at the tent. Let's just listen to this.
I just read your tweet to the audience. Are you hearing that from people who are in a position to know that Charlie
I am.
That he's alive and that he's in critical?
I am. Spoke to somebody in a position who knows, who said he has a pulse. So that's good news. Good news. I have to tell you, Nate, my daughter was at the tent. She's 19 years old.
Oh, God.
And she's on her way home now. This is
I just read your tweet to the audience.
Okay, so I don't know. This was we'll have to see.
On. So. Yeah, we're getting word that he is in critical condition at this point, which is as good as news as we could possibly get at this particular.
Hopefully he pulls through. Tom McDonald had this to say.
Well, I'm in the gym right now, and this is what comes across my news feed. And I'd just like to say prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family, and Democrats, woke people, and liberals, fuck you. Well, I'm in the gym.
At the software company and graduated from UVU. How long ago?
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. This happened at your alma mater.
I know. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock.
It's gotta be unsettling to be this close to something so tragic happening.
Absolutely. I can't even believe it. Nothing but prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family and everybody that was at UVU when that happened. I can't even imagine. I'm still in shock.
We still don't know the motive behind this. We still don't know who the suspect might be. But to have this happen in Utah and at Utah Valley University, arguably one of the most conservative places in the country,
that's crazy too.
Has got to not be lost on you.
No, it's very unsettling, and it's hard to feel safe. It's just a scary situation, and like I said, I just hope everybody's okay, and it worries me for the future. There's no room in our country for this.
It makes it hard to speak your mind anymore.
Absolutely, it does.
All right, CJ, thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Anybody else want to talk? No, we've got no takers here from the software company, but I got to tell you, it is unsettling. And Max and Robin, as we contemplate what this shooting means overall, we are grateful to hear that Charlie Kirk is in critical condition as opposed to any other situation. But it does give you pause as to the opportunity to speak out. It's a difficult thing. And yet, if we stop speaking out, regardless of what opinion you might have, then the folks who would stop those who would speak out win. So with that, we'll toss it back to you. We'll stay out here live at UVU in Orem, but Max and Robin, back to you.
Bob, thank you. Thank you so much.
So again, the latest news that we've gotten, as Bob mentioned, critical condition for Charlie Kirk, who was shot at Utah Valley University.
Bordering said he just prayed for the first time in 30 years. What the hell? Okay. So you don't pray. Okay. Well. What the? This apparently there's witnesses here. They thought he was dead on impact, but they're saying he's in critical condition.
A loud bang, which basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe did he appear to be moving afterward or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my goodness.
Basically,
she's over here smiling too.
And then all of a sudden just tons of
he's shot in the neck,
blood gushing right out where, and then every.
Probably just a nervous thing on the news, Okay, let me see what else is popping, because there's so much information flying right now with this story and Charlie Kirk and being shot. Let me just check these articles. Kirk talked about gun violence moments before he was shot. Kirk's family was in attendance, and so his family was there. Obviously, they're saying this was a chaotic scene. Let's see what else they got here. Kamala Harris, former vice president, said on social media she was deeply disturbed. This is something that everybody should be able to, but not everybody, of course, because there's people celebrating. But most people, the decent people, should be able to okay, this is too far, this is. But there's depraved people out there. Charlie Kirk was scheduled to debate progressive. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. That's September 25th. He was scheduled to debate progressive influencer Hassan Piker at Dartmouth College on September 25th. Okay. So Hassan Piker reacted to this.
So needless to say, there are many eyes here in Washington, D.C. closely following it.
So a couple of you guys have been pointing this out to me in the chat. According to NBC News, no suspect in custody at this time. So there was a viral video and pictures of this guy that was supposedly arrested. He's a shooter. they're saying the shooter's not in custody.
Valley University is something that no one could have predicted, although our current charged political climate can be difficult. I see, Haley, if you're still with us, I do wonder as names come up, because a whole lot of people will be tuning in, and they're tuning into Salt Lake City news. Maybe they're not always plugged in to what's happening in the nitty-gritty of politics. So give us a sense of how big a name Charlie Kirk is, the influence, and what part of the political spectrum he tends to occupy.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk is a major conservative voice. He is a very influential voice, particularly among youth voters. He is someone who has not shied away from controversy, who has spoken with folks across the political aisle, but someone who has also been a key voice in Trump's MAGA, or Make America Great Again movement. And to put into perspective how large his voice is the focus that we have seen President Trump place on it, going back to the campaign trail, where he has thanked Charlie Kirk, he has given credit to Charlie Kirk, and he has praised Charlie Kirk for the person he is and the organization he created and leads. Turning Point USA is a major youth activist organization that reaches into a number of high schools and college campuses across the country, an organization that has hosted the president for speeches in particular. And so you can't understate how significant of a conservative voice Charlie Kirk is, and the relationship he has with President Trump and top officials in this administration.
Haley, thank you so much. You are correct in saying that just watching the reaction come in, you can tell that he has close ties and relationships to these folks, including the president. And like we were talking about earlier, you know, the fact that he was at a college campus like UVU, it made sense. That's kind of his bread and butter.
That's what he does.
Yeah, and you know, whenever I have seen him pop up, it's always been via a young person's social media.
Yes.
So this is certainly his audience for sure. But you know, and I just keep on scrolling social media, and it is refreshing to see even people who are on the opposite side of the aisle. We've got Stacey Abrams, Pete Buttigieg, Stephen King, the author, all speaking out against this type of violence. And obviously those are people who would not agree with his rhetoric, but even still, obviously not something great to see.
It is, you know, and I keep on using the word temperature with politics, and it really is one of those things where, you know, we're reporters, we're passionate about issues. It's why we love doing what we do, but it's nobody on any side of an issue who really cares about the people involved. If you care about politics, it's because you care about the people who are impacted by it.
That's right.
You care about people, and that is that doesn't matter what the person thinks or who they are. And so it's just that as I look through these posts online, every now and then you see someone saying, "Oh, this just shows that this group of people is the worst, or this group is the worst, or that sort of thing." This is not about groups. It's about a human being who was shot, and no one should be.
And that's right. And to piggyback off of what you've said, you know, we're going to talk to a lot of people today, a lot of people who were at that event, a lot of people who witnessed and saw what happened. And we've already heard some people who have speculated. But again, we want to emphasize that it is just that, speculation. People already have their own thoughts and theories. And so you will be hearing some of those thoughts on our airwaves. And that is not representative of things that we have confirmed necessarily, or things that we know. But we do want to give people the space to share what they have experienced today.
Exactly, and we want to hear from them. And well put, Robin, because it's important that people are able to express what they've experienced, regardless. We did also notice, as Robin was mentioning, the influence that Charlie Kirk has. One of the things that we saw is Donald Trump Jr. posted on X as well, and I believe that we have that available. Although I'm throwing this as a little bit of a curveball to our folks, but I know that Donald Trump Jr. texted something to the effect that Charlie Kirk is one of the finest humans he knows.
Right.
And we've seen some pictures posted. In fact, the vice president posted a picture with Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump Jr. in it. So he is someone who does have influence in high places.
Absolutely. Obviously, he is in critical condition right now, as we have confirmed, but a situation we've got to watch.
Yeah.
The shot that he took to either his chest or his neck, it seems like it was somewhere in between there. Not a place you want to get hit.
No,
dangerous territory
and,
there.
And he clearly was a healthy young person, but he didn't get up after this happened, and that says something, but it doesn't say everything. And
That's
we're just
right.
following what happens. We do have the text of what UVU sent out as an alert to people on campus, and you can see it. Campus closed until further notice. Ongoing police investigation. If you are still on campus, follow police direction. For more info, go to uvu.info. So if you're on campus and you're watching us streaming somewhere, that's important. Just obey the police. Be careful wherever you are. You don't want to accidentally just do something that sets someone off.
That's right. We did talk to some students earlier. I believe it was someone Spencer spoke with, who said, they don't think that they sent out the alert fast enough.
Yeah.
Which, fair, but also in situations like this, sometimes when you're getting the information second, sometimes third hand, it's hard to disseminate it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But it seems like they have the situation under control. We don't know everything yet, but students are still trying to get out of campus, and they will be for a while.
There's Chris Pratt, movie star, has posted on X as well, and let's hear from someone who's not on, who is kind of out of the loop in those political circles, but praying for Charlie Kirk, he says right now, for his wife and young children, for our country. We need God's grace. God help us.
So they're saying the man who was taken into custody after Charlie Kirk shooting is not the gunman. Okay, so supposedly, CBS said officially there's no suspect in custody, and now people are posting that this person, the old man arrested, is not the shooter. That's what they're saying. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying to find more information.
Going to be helping with this investigation, but this is going to be what it looks like for hours.
Yeah.
And
it's and so
officials are saying police are now saying the person first taken into custody after the Utah Valley University shooting was not the shooter. Wow. So who knows who that was? All right. Wow, dude. Crazy. Let me see what they're saying here. CBS.
Mitt Romney is saying this: the shooting of Charlie Kirk, a man into custody, but my family, we extend our prayers and profound sorrow to Charlie and his family, many friends and followers. Another sense,
or so people thought. He and I had made up, but I definitely wasn't his favorite. And when I launched this show, it was that way. And for the first year or so, MAGA definitely had some questions, like, I don't know, I'm not sure, And even I at that time didn't know. I knew I voted for Trump and I was like supporting him, but I still had questions, I was still kind of licking my wounds. And Charlie reached out and asked if I would go on his show. And I remember thinking, that's a big risk for him, because he doesn't know whether his audience is going to like me. He's actually taking a risk here. And I appreciated it, because Charlie doing that was in a way like a kindness to me.
Can I tell you something, Megan?
Yeah.
It's more of a kindness, because I think he did know you would not be good for the audience.
Yeah.
He knows his audience. He knew it was going to cost him a price to put you on at that time. But he did it anyway, because he believed in you and he believed in different voices. And and bringing people together. I mean, I think it's very gracious the way you're saying it, but I think it's even more than that. It's even more than that.
Well, I mean, at that moment, you know, a unexpected, beautiful friendship was formed because I didn't know anything about Charlie. Can I tell you something, Glenn? You know what I knew about Charlie? I knew what the right wing says about Charlie. He's more established.
Okay, so here's some more details about the event. They're saying, according to NBC, no security to get into Kirk's event. Bystander says, no security. Anybody can come in. Wow. It says, despite the large crowd Kirk drew at the Utah Valley University, witness Tyler said he was surprised that he didn't have to pass any security to get in. The event required a ticket with a scannable code, and he printed it out and brought it with him, but he said he didn't need it to get in to the amphitheater where Kirk was speaking. So, wow. Okay. You could just walk in that bitch with a code. Anybody.
May the healing hand of Jesus Christ be upon him. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox posted a message writing, quote, I'm being briefed by law enforcement following the violence directed at Charlie Kirk during his visit to Utah Valley University today. We will continue to share updates. Those responsible will be held fully accountable. Violence has no place in our public life. Americans of every political persuasion must unite in condemning this act. Our prayers are with Charlie, his family, and all of those affected. And California Governor Gavin Newsom writes, quote, the attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the U.S. of America, we must reject political violence in every form. I want to go back to Anna Schechter now for new information that she can share. Anna, what do you know?
Well, as we were just discussing, this is a very fluid situation. Lots of confusion, even amongst local law enforcement that our teams are talking to, trying to figure out what happened there with an initial purported suspect taken into, or person of interest taken into custody, who was then released. So very chaotic, fluid situation. As I mentioned before, those open air, crowded event spaces like the one where this occurred that's incredibly difficult, not only to secure ahead of time and during the event, but then afterwards. You can imagine hundreds of people running to safety, dropping items, and law enforcement and investigators are trying to come in there and find a weapon, find the suspect. Very, very challenging situation. At this point, we have no information about a weapon identified or potentially dropped by a suspect who fled, or whether or not a suspect is even in custody. According to our latest reporting, it appears it's possible that police are now chasing down leads. Remember, there's a lot of surveillance footage, there's a lot of open source video that investigators can go through, but that takes a lot of time. So we're really early in this investigative process, which presents a...
You guys want to listen to the scanner for a little bit? We can listen and see. I don't know if it's active or not. Let's check it out.
Sophia, this Chevron on Summit Ridge Parkway. There's an employee saying the RP is being rude, refusing to give the RP food. We're still trying to gather. Copy. Copy. 19689.
Copy, thank you.
But
the phone is complaining. It doesn't sound like he was actually trying to hide his face. So I'm not sure how 1047 this is, but I'll be en route to the address.
Go ahead.
You can close as soon as we have a case number. Negative.
There's a live police
India
chase,
44,
guys.
copy accident, hit and run.
I'm gonna put it on the side of the screen and keep an eye on the police chase.
This will be at the Veteran Cemetery. A truck hit the RP and drove off. RP's not blocking, pulled over southbound. Truck 5 Victor 7 Tango Victor going southbound towards 26th Street.
Okay, let's listen a little bit to the news instead.
Dog 6, advice code 4 in the hospital.
Actively going building by building, looking for someone or people, maybe people who might be sheltering in place somewhere inside some of these buildings, clearing these buildings, which again would fit with what we have seen with students who have been coming out here. But as you can see there, the SWAT team getting ready with some heavy equipment. They staged here in front of the sign at Utah Valley University, and now they are moving toward other parts of the campus. But there is also still a significant and sizable presence by police. We've been watching here for the last little bit, just a lot of crowd.
And we appreciate that report, Ben. And I don't know if you've heard what we've been told here, but the suspect or the person who they took into custody, they say is not a suspect in the shooting. And so what you're seeing is it's not confirmation of that, but it goes along with that. And it also says for folks who are there on campus, be careful. Be careful because whoever did this could still be on that campus. And so just keep your head on a swivel, stay alert if you're there.
That's right. Thank you, Ben. Obviously an evolving, developing situation. And, you know, we even noted earlier that just because they have someone in custody does not mean it's necessarily the person who did it. And that is what we are seeing right now.
Yeah, and that's as those SWAT team members were assembling there and getting on that vehicle. We've covered those vehicles a lot, but it's been a few years, so I don't remember what they're called, but armored vehicles that some of the larger police departments have, and that was with Utah County. Impossible to know what they know at this point, but clearly they are still treating this campus as an active scene. They still have cars coming up, they still have police arriving, and they still have a whole bunch of people on campus who can't leave right now because they're clearing the place.
Yeah, I mean, this imagery is stunning to see, just all the law enforcement going in, you know, and this is another reason why you close campuses or you close whatever premises after the fact, because there's still a lot that needs to be investigated and done, and we aren't even at the tip of the iceberg yet. We don't even have the shooter in custody. So obviously, you know, students or faculty, whomever is on campus, just know that
somebody's had to see this person.
Everything is closed now, and it is for your safety, as we're seeing here.
And pay attention to those law enforcement officers. Be alert. Just be aware that everything's probably going to be okay, but it's not. But right now, there's reason to be careful. So backing up, Charlie Kirk, prominent conservative political activist, 31 years old, prominent on college campuses, founded a student organization called Turning Point USA that has become a big deal in national politics, making him a major player in national Republican conservative politics. And he was shot at Utah Valley University today, we're told, in critical condition. And we don't know
the
more
official
about
report
that,
is in critical condition.
That's what several witnesses who say that he was hit in the chest. Most of them say. One person said neck, but chest is mostly what.
And it's interesting that people are saying he was hit in the chest, but we saw his neck. If you saw the video, his neck was bleeding out. But somebody had mentioned, I don't know if it somehow could have ricocheted into his chest and then through his neck or something. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible, but maybe it is.
We're not counting gang violence.
Oh, they're gonna show me. Stop it.
So obviously, this is edited. I mean, it's graphic video.
Yeah.
But that was the moment before it happened, and he was answering a question from someone in the audience, as he does when he makes these appearances. But we're being told that we are going to head out to Spencer Joseph. Spencer, what's happening out there?
As you can see right here, we are just on the edge of the campus of Utah Valley University. Yeah, you can
No
see
way.
this
Really,
SWAT
Chiefs?
team is heading into the
shit.
building
Hold
right
on.
now. It looks to be a combination of officers from a couple of different agencies. Looks like Salt Lake City Police, as well as some officers from the Utah County area. But I can see, definitely that Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I don't know. Breaking 911 posted horrific update. Charlie Kirk has been assassinated at the age of 31. So this is coming from Real America's Voice, Rav. Let me see. Let me take a look at it. Well, I don't know. Did they say that? I don't see them saying that he passed away. Oh, they're saying he passed away. Oh, shit. They're saying he passed away.
John Solomon's reporting on Just the News that he's passed. Yes, is this what I'm hearing? Yes, can I get it here?
I mean,
Yes. Wow, right here, Rav, at this moment, guys. Let's go around the horn, Gino. You were continue on the horrendous news that Charlie Kirk has passed.
Well, my prayers are for Erica, for her children, for his family. This is beyond devastating, Eric. I've known Charlie, as I said, since he was a child, running around, coming to conservative events.
John Solomon's reporting on Just the News that he's passed. Yes, is this what I'm hearing? Yes, can I get it here?
I mean,
Yes. Wow, right here, Rav, at this moment, guys. Let's go around the horn, Gino. You were continue on the horrendous news that Charlie Kirk has passed.
Well, my prayers are for Erica, for her children, for his family. This is beyond devastating, Eric. I've known Charlie, as I said, since he was a child, running around, coming to conservative events.
John Solomon's.
Wow. That is that's crazy, man. They're saying he's dead.
In force, and they are clearing every single building, every single room on this campus. We saw them on the north end go into several buildings up there. We are now seeing them go into this building here. It is a very, very dynamic situation. In fact, just in the last couple of minutes, we've seen more and more officers come down kind of this frontage road right next to UVU, right next to the baseball stadium, and arrive here as the SWAT teams are now going into buildings. So there are lots and lots of officers on campus, Max and Robin, as we are looking here. More officers clearing some more buildings in the area.
What would be your estimate, Spencer, on the number of officers you're seeing?
I would say if we're going off of patrol cars by themselves, just on the north side that we've been able to see, I would say at least 100. I'm not sure south of us, kind of on the southern entrance of Utah Valley, exactly.
So apparently, New York Post spoke with Trump briefly and said that Trump said Charlie Kirk is a very, very good friend of mine and a tremendous person. He said Kirk's outlook looks very bad. I guess that chase is still happening, apparently. They're saying the shots were fired from 200 yards away. 200 yards.
crowded than it was earlier today. There probably are maybe 100 or so cars still, kind of gridlocked trying to get out, but they're moving much quicker than they were. But there are still a lot of students on campus, or a lot of.
So there was the one network reporting that he was deceased. Disclosed.tv is reporting he's deceased as well. Raw Alerts did reply and said, at this time, they're reporting Charlie Kirk is in critical condition. Still, I don't know. Multiple people are reporting he's deceased, so I don't know. I really hope it's not true, but I don't know. Leading report was saying that on X. I'll keep you posted, though. I'm actively, when you see me quiet, I'm just looking for updates and searching stuff up, researching, whatever.
Has said Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News. He was shot in Utah at a college there.
Better than Charlie, saying he was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. The president saying, Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife Erica and family, adding, Charlie, we love you. The president was incredibly close to Charlie Kirk. He has been described as Trump's youth whisperer for the way that he tapped in to the political power of young people in this country. He started a massive movement of young people across this country through events very much like the one that he was hosting today in Utah. His podcast listened to by millions. The president had a close personal relationship, not just political, but personal relationship with him. David, I can tell you that this White House today is saddened, is shocked, and is outraged by what we have seen and this horrific violence and the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, stay with us here, Mary, as we continue to report this out. Charlie Kirk, President Trump confirming moments ago, did not survive this shooting on a campus in Utah today. And just to bring our audience up to speed, as you know, he's a conservative activist, podcaster, traveling to college campuses across this country, the director of Turning Point USA. His wife was Erica, 31 years old, Charlie Kirk, 2 children, the youngest of which turned 1 just this past May. And he's known, obviously, not just for his activism and his visits to college campuses. He was an author, a media personality, a podcaster. And as Mary said moments ago, it is hard to overstate just how deeply connected Charlie Kirk was to President Trump and to the Trump family. Not an official advisor within the White House, but certainly an advisor in an unofficial role in very close contact with people who are closest to President Trump in the White House and with the president himself. And on this point, I want to bring in our chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl. John, you had a very brief conversation with President Trump just moments ago. What did he say?
I had a brief conversation with the president over the phone. He sounded quite upset, quite down about this. He told me it's horrific. It's one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. He was a great guy. He was a good man. He was an incredible guy. There's nobody like him. Charlie Kirk, as Mary pointed out, was truly a personal confidant of the president, incredibly close to the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., and really, in many ways, the beating heart of the MAGA movement, his Turning Point USA organization, not just a campus organization, David. This was an organization that put on some of the largest and most ambitious conventions, rallies, events for Donald Trump around the country, with pyrotechnics and huge crowds. Also, one other thing I think that is very important about Charlie Kirk is that he was somebody, particularly in recent months, who was making a point to try to engage with those that he disagreed with. Look, he had far-right views, some very controversial views, but he sat down not long ago and did a podcast with Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. On his college campus tours, he would often give speeches, he would be protested, but then when it was over, when the discussion was over, his part of speaking, he would welcome questions from the crowds, including hostile questions in many cases from college students, and engage in those who found his views deeply problematic and offensive. He wanted to engage in those people, and he did so directly. And in fact, that appears to be what he was doing today in Utah when this horrific event happened.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. John, thank you.
So everybody's reporting that he's deceased, and yeah, man, I don't know. I feel really bad. That hits hard. I see the pictures of him and his family and his kids. That's just crazy. If you see the video, it's all over X, Twitter. If you see the video, it looked really bad, and I was like, I'd be surprised if he survived. But people have survived crazy stuff before. This is just it's crazy, man.
Hey, we don't know any more than you do right now. We're watching CNN. Everyone here I know has been praying for Charlie Kirk, the Kirk family, the state of our country, obviously. And right away, they're already spinning stuff on CNN. Like I said, we don't have all the information yet, but I do know what they're saying is wrong. They're saying this is something now that, just heard them say, this plagues both sides. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't plague both sides. One side has to risk their life and limb to express opinions,
right? That's
and
true.
the other acts with complete impunity.
I agree.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in that situation and been called a Nazi, and Charlie Kirk. All of us have. We've all been called Nazis, fascists, and just like President Trump being shot, my God, some people out there believe it. And why is Charlie Kirk a Nazi? Why is he a Nazi? He's one of those Israel-supporting Nazis, apparently. Why is he any more of a Nazi than you or the next guy? Because he supports lower taxes? Because he thinks we should have borders? And he gets shot? This changes everything. You can say both sides if you're talking about presidents. Yeah. You can't say both sides, that both sides go out into public with the same level of fear as non-office holding citizens expressing an opinion. And now they're saying this is really just shows we need to bring down the temperature. Oh, really? After the bullets fly? After the bullets fly? I tell you, the temperature can be brought down when you uncall him, us Nazis. When you uncall us, make sure that everyone out there who believes your bullshit, genocidal maniacs trying to erase trans people, when you unring that bell, then we can talk about bringing down the temperature. But right now, someone with opinions that up until 4 years ago, give or take, would be offensive to nobody, is shot. And because what, economic policy? His kids don't deserve to have a dad? What, because he doesn't think that kids should be given puberty blockers? And because he has the balls to go out and say it in public as opposed to from behind a news desk? Now, this is a changing moment, because that could be, it could be any of us on a laundry list of people. And so the culture now, and this is what really sucks, it's terrorism. It's, do you want to go out and try and change hearts and minds? Do you want to affect the country? Do you want to have an impact? Do you want to enough to not leave your children fatherless? How much do you want to express that people should have the right to free speech? How much do you want to? Because you just may get shot. You know what else? It's not, I hate to speak this, but you think this stops here? Do you think this stops here? I see people online saying, oh, I wish the bullet a happy day. Shit like that. You think this stops here? It's very clear that this is what, and not only is it a clear sign of what's to come, the response makes it even clearer. Because the response is both sides, man. Tell you what. When you can unring the bell of calling us and Charlie Kirk, calling everyone on this side of the political spectrum a Nazi, a fascist, a racist, a transphobe, a homophobe, a threat to democracy, the biggest domestic terror threat that exists, white, straight, conservative males. Until you can unring that bell, there's no calming it down. There's no, let's let these temperatures simmer, because the bullets were fired on your command, not ours, on your command. So until you unring that bell, I say supreme, unfettered aggressivity. The only language that these people, meaning radical leftists and, yeah, a lot of the media speak, is fear and violence. That's the only language they speak. We don't burn down cities, and of course we shouldn't start. Let's let temperatures cool? No. No, because if we all do that, you get away with it. God forbid those. I don't even want to say. Charlie, at best, a life-altering injury, and you get you.
Well, yeah, they're saying he's deceased. Let me pull up more information. I'm shocked about this. I don't know. I just was not expecting this guy, Tim Pool is saying as well, reports are Charlie has died. Pronounced dead. Raw Alerts is still trying to fight everybody, saying it's not confirmed. That's what they're saying. President Trump has officially made a tragic announcement. So this is just fucking...
Political activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck during an event at Utah Valley University earlier this afternoon. The 31-year-old was the CEO and the co-founder of Turning Point USA, a conservative organization. CBS News confirmed there had been threats against Kirk. A Utah Valley spokesperson says a suspect is not in custody. A motive is not known at this time. President Trump just posted on Truth Social the following: the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. The statement there from President Trump, political activist.
Yeah. Insane, man. Piers Morgan posted about this too. He said conservative commentator Charlie, 31, has died after being shot. Trump's post here, Cinema posted this, thank you. Says here, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing his epic clips on YouTube. The debates, the epic clips, Turning Point USA. Some people like him, some people love him, some people hate him, or some people disagree and dislike him or whatever, But, wow. To be shot like that, live, at an event,
All of you at home who are watching, who have kids who go to this school, you know that your precious kids deserve better than that.
Absolutely. I've gotten a few texts from friends, folks who don't work in news, and they're talking about how, we've had yet another, again, politically charged event that has ended in a death, the No Kings protests, which was that 2-3 months ago, in which someone who was just innocent and there to be a part of the protest was killed, Afa Alou. You've worked in or dabbled in politics here in Utah. You've covered politics. How do you feel like this has affected the political climate here, or how do you think?
Well, the rhetoric in general. I mean, this is who knows what happens from here, and this is a national story. This is going to affect American politics,
Right.
because we had President Trump shot and injured, but this is a prominent person shot and killed, and that's something. It's a delicate.
Let me mute this. Let's see what ABC
No, he
said.
wasn't an official advisor. And President Trump himself often giving Charlie Kirk a lot of credit for bringing young people into the fold.
Yeah, absolutely, David. The president himself did give Kirk a lot of credit along the way, of course, leading up to his win in November on the campaign trail. In fact, he gave Kirk a lot of credit, if not most of the credit, for a lot of that younger vote and for mobilizing a lot of those voters to go out and vote for him. I know the multiple times I've been over at the White House, I've witnessed Charlie Kirk there in the West Wing talking to advisors, of course, not a formal advisor. He was responsible, David, for helping with a lot of the vetting of the top cabinet officials and had a lot of input. He was one of those people right next to Trump in a lot of these meetings in his ear, and Trump was taking his advice. It wasn't just the White House, it was across government agencies, the Department of Justice. I know Kirk was very close with the Attorney General, with the Deputy Attorney General, so he did have quite an influence within the administration, even though he wasn't so outwardly seen, if you will, at these agencies.
Catherine Falder's with us from our Washington Bureau. Catherine, we appreciate you and the team and the reporting here this afternoon on a very difficult story. Again, Charlie Kirk, co-founder of Turning Point USA, was shot.
So yeah, it's official. People have reacted. 5 sources confirm Kirk is died. It's crazy, man. It's just so wild to me. Kirk is dead. Wow. And how have they not caught the shooter yet? Shooter's on the loose. And are other political people going to be targeted as well? No suspect in custody. Somebody's had to see something. Unless they're in a sniper position. Damn, bro. That's wild, man.
All right, so you're hearing from one of the students there. He was with a group of friends we heard from earlier about their experience at this event. And, honestly, while I was watching him talk, I kept on looking to the left and to the right with his friends who are pretty distraught.
Absolutely.
Having experienced that.
Yeah, the young woman who was standing next to him, I believe they're related.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about how they shielded her when they had to get down on the ground, and she was obviously shaken up. She was crying, and that's kind of been the response of many of the people we've spoken with today.
Yeah.
Folks were hiding in closets, people who didn't know what was going on in other parts of the campus.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously very scary moments.
And the young man standing next to the man who was talked earlier as well, and he said outright, "Hey, I don't agree with Charlie Kirk's politics.
Mm-hmm.
I was there to listen, and he was shaken up by the whole thing as well. Again, not a liberal conservative thing."
Absolutely. I'm hearing that we have more reaction from Governor Cox. Did I hear that correctly? Yes, there you go.
The chase is still going on?
As you can see, I just
the overpass. We saw that red car for a minute. We believe the red car that was involved with this got up on the freeway at some point, but we do not know where CHP here is going. They're on Avalon and 91st Street. So that would generally have them heading southbound, if I'm getting that correctly. So they're on Avalon southbound.
Hey, by the way, Philip, we were just talking about the overpass. We're learning that the CHP is with that suspect vehicle under the freeway, but no one's in the car.
Oh.
So
Okay,
that
well,
leads you to believe that red car.
The two of them might be in the red car and on the freeway. So that it says here also in our note from our assignment desk that the driver got into a red vehicle, continued on Manchester, and they've lost sight of it. So that all makes a lot of sense in the possibility that the red vehicle got up onto the freeway and took off.
Yeah, very, very much involved with this pursuit as well. I know our director was saying that, and I was thinking, no, that seems very unusual. But Michael, you called it. We're all involved in these pursuits because we're all trying to keep our eyes on to what to do here when we see cars lost by authorities.
Okay.
Positioning, very effective advocate for probably the most consequential president we'll ever have in our lifetimes. Not an exaggeration to say directly responsible in some significant measure for getting Donald Trump elected. Father, loving husband, dead at 31 by an assassin's bullet.
At 31.
And for
dead.
what?
Right.
For what? I mean, truly, you think about it, it's like that person's not going to stop the messaging. The right will not be silenced. They're not going to shut up.
Even though he's a big person.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't. Glenn says he's worried they're going to start picking us off one by one. You know what? It won't shut them up. It'll only create more of us.
Yeah, they might.
It's like anybody who's thinking about getting into the public arena, yes, they will be scared for a couple of days, and then they will put their boots back on and go back out there. That's what they will do. That's how we are as Americans. It's not going to shut anybody up. It's going to ruin the life of his wife and his children, who now will never know him. That the little girl is too young to even really remember him. That's what was taken from us today.
But Megan, that little girl has hundreds and hundreds of video to reflect on as she grows up of her father. And whoever did this, whatever their goal was, it's only going to magnify. I mean, Charlie Kirk is now a martyr for his cause. It's only going to magnify his work for years and years to come. And frankly, Megan, I think this is what the left maybe misses about people on the right, which is the violence is to be expected if you are a Christian. We talked earlier, there's this like the sliver of human history where there's an unusual peace and comfort in the West, but this is not unusual in the history of Christianity. This is something that Christians are deeply familiar with. And if this had anything to do with his Christian beliefs, which we don't know for sure, I think it's a non-insane assumption because his Christian beliefs were...
they infiltrated everything he said, so in one way, shape, or form, they did.
Yeah, exactly. It's inextricably tied, and increasingly so as he grew up, and everybody watched it with his politics. And so Christians cannot be deterred or silenced by these types of senseless acts of violence. People can try, but our hope is not in this world. Our hope is not of this world. And so you can do what you want to do to us on earth. And Charlie, that's obviously what drives and animates the sort of Christian in the public arena. And I don't think the left fully realizes that. And I hope people on the right realize that too. As so many young people come back to faith and to deep, deep faith. I hope we realize that. I hope we do. And Megan, one final thought on that point too is the medium that Charlie was a pioneer in, and that's social media, because he was doing these back and forth videos he learned, I think, quickly, good content. They made for a really compelling way for people to digest politics. As institutional trust cratered, people want to see more left versus right so they can make up their own minds. And he recognized that. And for him to be gone, to be taken in that format, and for that to be broadcast around the world and on social media on the medium that he pioneered is poetic in a sense, and obviously in a very tragic sense.
Oh, Emily, I mean, you're young. It's like you're basically the same age as Charlie. There haven't been that many figures who have resonated with the youth
he is
the way he
to
did.
everyone.
I mean, I can't think of somebody on the left.
Hours trying to counter propaganda. He is a true American hero. Rest easy, Charlie. Folded hands, folded hands, folded hands.
Rainbow, thank you so much for that and the message. Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. Rainbow, everyone loves Charlie Kirk. He is respectful to everyone. He spent countless hours trying to counter propaganda. He's a true American hero, Charlie. It's just wild to me. Like they said he's 31. That's why I sometimes think that you got to be grateful just to be alive. I'm 40, so I wake up sometimes like I got to be thankful and grateful to even have made it to 40 because of all this crazy shit that we see happening all the time in the news. Crime, traffic, driving, school, shopping, anything. You're blessed to be alive right now because there's so many things statistically that could happen to you. And so this guy, 31 years old, 2 kids, wife, shot at a live event. And the suspect's on the loose still. Suspect is still on the loose. Oh, I got to fix the audio. Hold on. Mic check. Oh, it's not working for a TikTok. Let me figure it out.
Side of where speakers for the Democrat Party were talking. And, that sort of speaks once again to just sort of the movement that he was running. And I can say, many people around him really viewed him as sort of one of the cornerstones of the sort of young, up-and-coming MAGA movement. Some of his closest friends included the president's son, Don Jr., who was quite close with J.D. Vance. I spoke to sources who said he was involved personally with the vetting of candidates for Trump's administration there in the room at Mar-a-Lago. This is a key figure of the Trump administration, though he is not someone that necessarily served in the White House, because we know that he did not. But again, really seen as someone who was a cornerstone of that movement moving forward, Kana. Again, that young part of the movement, which so many people said was critical.
Well, you have to wonder, Olivia, don't you, if the White House potentially was in his future. As you mentioned, he's 31 years old. He was a young man. He is highly credited with really delivering the youth vote for President Trump. You mentioned speaking with him at the DNC, but his role at the Republican National Convention was a pivotal one. And you could see how the party was leaning into his message that more often than not was around traditional family values.
Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks made a post. These are people that I watch in the political realm. I watch a lot of people on either side. Cenk said, F, Charlie dead. He's dead. God damn it. This is not the way. I didn't just know him from our interviews and debates, but I met his wonderful wife. This is beyond heartbreaking. Violence is so stupid. He was a real person, a human being who just died in front of our eyes. Yeah, the video is just, oh man, like, it's just, I don't know. This was a different video, but Scott, okay, I think everybody here knows the train video, the lady that got stabbed on the train. And this is the judge that let this guy out. Well, this guy Scott was snapping. I feel it's almost relevant somewhat, but I don't know,
What a stunning, beautiful angel. That young Ukrainian girl sitting on that train. Slaughtered by a fucking animal. Animal. If you know, you know. Fucking animal. It's you. You fucking Democrats. It's your fault. I really want you to look in the mirror and wash that blood off your hand. It's you. What do I say? What do you say? When do you learn? When do you say, you know what? I'm embarrassed of my party. Allowing and pushing for 6-year-olds to cut their dicks off because they want to be a girl. Fighting with your lives to allow a 300-pound, burly, hairy fucking dude in a little girl's bathroom. Allowing and pushing for the revolving doors of justice and the rights of obviously vicious, violent, fucking animal. These fucking animals that should be put the fuck down. A poor innocent dog that bites somebody, they put him down so he doesn't bite anybody else. You Democrats are responsible for her death. I want you to see that video of her sitting there in shock as her throat was slit open, and then she just slumps over to death. And this piece of shit, this fucking animal, has a GoFundMe page for his defense. And it's not Republicans.
It got shut down, but yeah, there was
Republicans, it's Democrats. So you fuckers need to evaluate. Your party is fucked. This is why you got Donald Trump for 3 fucking terms in a row. This is why you got the Supreme Court packed with us. Because you poke the fucking bear every motherfucking day. When are you going to learn to bring that balance back and have some common decency? Like you Democrats used to. The beauty about this country is its discourse and its balance. In this box of balance where we go at each other with disagreements, but we all agree that a violent criminal should be fucking punished.
We used to all agree that. It doesn't seem like that anymore, but yeah.
And not rewarded. Oh, he's a victim of society. Look in the mirror, Democrats, and wash the blood off your fucking hands.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be for the Clips channel, but I figured I'd just play it now. Oh, let's see this guy talking. Let's see him.
This is so stupid. Like, it's like every shooting is from radical leftists.
I can check.
I am so tired of it.
Oh,
like,
shit.
You can't feel safe. Like, I probably will never go anywhere without my gun again.
Yeah.
I mean, if they think that shooting him is going to make it so that our resolve is less, you got another thing coming. Because there is going to be a movement because of what he did. We are not going backing down from this. This is so stupid.
So based off the photo you showed me, and obviously very hard to see with the brightness and the phone and everything, you were what, 3rd row, 4th row? You saw it right away.
There was only 3 people in front of me, and I had a direct shot, and I can hardly believe it happened. I love Charlie Kirk. This is so stupid. And I will not be shaken in my faith with what he was doing. So, yeah, sorry, I don't know.
From what I know of Charlie and from what I've heard from other people that came out to see him speak today, he encouraged people who disagreed with him to show up, to stand in the front row. Obviously, it sounds like you agreed with him. You were very up close. Did you see it happen? Did you see him get shot?
Yes. Like I said, right in front of me. I thought it was fake. Like, there was...
Wow.
I don't want to go into the
That's
detail.
surreal.
It was so crazy, just so much. I had no doubt that there was no way he survived this because of how much I saw. And he is. He's not with us anymore, and this is so stupid that it's happening here.
You were telling me earlier today the format of the event. It sounded like people were lining up to ask questions. Maybe there was only one question asked, two questions asked before this happened?
It was way too coincidental with this person that was asking questions about transgenders being banned from having guns, which I totally agree with. You guys are off your rocker. Like, seriously, like, we don't have to agree with what you are. Who cares? Be you, but stop trying to force it on us and stop pushing your ideology on us and going to this radical with it. Like, I don't get it. So they're talking about that, and right when they're talking about that with this guy,
he gets shot. Yeah,
this is when it happens, and it seemed way too coincidental at that point. I mean, he should be talked to. Whoever was asking that question, the timing seemed way too convenient.
James, thank you for telling us what you saw from your perspective. I did talk to other witnesses as well earlier today. Many of them said the same thing as James, that same question, immediately after being asked, before he had an opportunity to answer Charlie Kirk being shot. I'm told by the witnesses I've talked to, in the neck. Of course, President Trump announcing that Charlie Kirk did not survive that gunshot. We're still trying to confirm things on our end to see if that's true. Of course, James here has a lot of the
people are fed up, man. This is really, really sad. This is completely unrelated, but I don't know why it made me think when this guy was talking about, like, if you think I'm going to bring my gun, whatever,
a.m., 2 suspects showed up to Willie's home in southwest Fort Worth, armed and with special technology used to steal cars.
Special technology.
The suspect removes the car's side window. Then the suspect climbed into the driver's seat.
My spotlight was on and everything, but they didn't care.
Willie and his son got the alert from their home camera, so they came out. An attempted car theft turned into a gun battle.
I said, I told my son, hey, back up.
When the suspect fired, Willie shot back.
I decided to fire the 2 shots in the air and let them know that I have a weapon over here.
That sent the suspects rushing back to their white Camaro.
They were still shooting as they were running.
The suspects...
Yeah, people are fed up, man. I don't know. And the shooter's still on the loose. How are they still on the loose? Still out there. At a public event with thousands, well, hundreds maybe. I don't know how many people were there. At a public event, shooter still on the loose. Not caught. Ian Carroll, which he's very big on like Twitter, maybe on YouTube also. He had some thoughts to say, and he said that, I know it's too soon, but that was a professional shot at a secure venue. It wasn't random. Looks like the guy arrested was not the shooter based on the reporting, right? It was a political assassination with complex planning involved. Be very careful in the information space around it. And I pray for his poor wife and children.
Earlier, we were joined by Scripps News Group reporter Haley Bull. We're going to go back to Haley to get reaction out of D.C. Anything new since the last time we spoke to you, Haley?
Yeah, President Trump has ordered all American flags to have staff in honor of Charlie Kirk. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see here at the White House. We are waiting to see this flag that sits atop of the White House be lowered. The president ordering this, announcing he was ordering this on Truth Social within the last hour. I have seen a couple White House staff pop by appearing to watch this as well. There are a number of journalists also waiting to see that happen. The president writing on Truth Social, or rather announcing Kirk's death on Truth Social within the last hour or so, saying, quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania, my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you." The governor of Utah indicating that he spoke with President Trump this evening, noting that they are working with the FBI and Utah law enforcement. The attorney general did say that the FBI and ATF were on the scene assisting. Now, Kirk, someone who is a significant and influential conservative voice, especially among youth, and especially in President Trump's MAGA movement, the Make America Great Again movement. He is someone who is close with President Trump and top officials here in the Trump administration, someone who President Trump has frequently spoken highly of, given gratitude for his work with the youth. Kirk founded the group Turning Point USA, which is an organization, a self-described conservative youth activist organization that aimed at organizing youth at high schools and college campuses across the country. Kirk was no stranger to going to different campuses to share views, frequently engaging with people across the political spectrum. But we are seeing just a litany of statements come in from officials here in Washington, D.C., sharing kind words about Charlie Kirk and sharing their prayers for him and his family. So certainly this is news that is felt, needless to say, felt very deeply here in the nation's capital and at the White House, you guys.
All right, Haley Bowl from the White House with the latest on the response there. Haley, is there, it's
okay, let's see. Alex Jones posted another video. Damn, bro, this is insane.
All right, I've got some really bad news for people. I just got a call 5 minutes ago from a very trusted source who's never been wrong, connected to 3-letter agencies, who's very close to people that were on the ground there when Charlie Kirk was shot in Utah today. And he died a long time ago. So he's dead. And I got a call saying, where are you getting your info? He might be alive. And I said, I'm getting off the news. They said, no, he's dead. That's directly from people on the ground. I'll leave it at that. Very close to Charlie. So they killed him. The left killed him. And I get the family and others are probably thinking about what they're going to say or what they're going to do, but you see that footage. They say clearly from the report, the rifle and all the rest of it, high-powered rifle. They said because the reason his chest lifts up is just the effect that the bullet and high speed creates, but hit him in the neck. And Charlie's dead. But if the left thinks this is going to intimidate us to shut up, they got nothing coming. Charlie was out there at the campuses getting millions of young people to vote for Trump. And the left cannot allow this. And John Podesta's plan was if Trump got reelected to launch a civil war. So it's live now. Everybody should really be watching now. They're going to try to kill Trump again. Just God bless you all and God bless Charlie Kirk. He died like a Viking king, sword in his hand, the info war. Now, I pray my source is wrong, but this source has been the source of so much, but it's always been accurate. He said 100%, talk to people directly there, directly involved. I'm going to try to get him to come on the air. I'm here getting my dad out of the hospital after he had his heart surgery stuff. That went well, so I'm dealing with that right now. I'm going to go back at the office here in about an hour. But I'm going to see if I can get this source on air. He's been in, let's just say, a lot of 3-letter agencies.
Okay, all right, we'll see if that comes to be. Let me show you guys this too. Some of the things people are saying.
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
Yeah, what does that mean? Oh, shit. House of Representatives began the session in a moment of silence.
Members present in the chamber and those in the gallery, please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Yeah.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise?
Okay, so they had a moment of silence for him. Here's apparently somebody else celebrating his death, apparently. Let me see.
Breaking news, Charlie Kirk was in the neck. As of right now, I think his condition is unknown. And there are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people. So on behalf of everybody else, I got this shit. I don't know if he's gonna make a recovery or not. I don't know what his condition is. It just happened as I'm filming this. I saw the video of it happening. I do not feel bad for him in the slightest.
The last video is watched of CK just last night. He asked the Kilmar Abrego Garcia defender why Dems love violent criminals so much.
Really? Interesting.
wondering what MAGA is going to react with. I wonder how they're going to make this about how black people shouldn't be allowed guns, or trans people. They're probably going to blame a trans black person. I don't fucking. But we can all celebrate because something really awful happened to a really, really awful guy. And again, if you're one of those dipshit people that are like, no matter what happens, you should never wish
Trump
death
ordered
on
road flags to half
I'm gonna
staff
cheer
United
and dance.
States.
and sing. Thank you very much.
Okay, just be careful that stuff doesn't come back for you. Celebrating people's death, you know. I never do that. Even people that I don't like, people that I disagree with, got into it. Like I don't ever like think about like I hope they die. This is crazy. Supposedly, Joe Biden has said there's no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now. Trump, yeah, so I see some of you guys in the chat. Trump said, in honor of Charlie Kirk, a truly great American patriot, I'm ordering all American flags throughout the United States lowered at half mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Jeffrey, I like this guy. Jeffrey Mead, he does really good posts. This is what he had to say about the whole situation. Oh, this guy's celebrating, yeah.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
These people are absolutely despicable. Remember, this is the same side that's telling you they're about doing the right thing and about being virtuous and about supporting people and about
the party of acceptance and love, right? It's all about acceptance and love.
Doing the right thing. These people are disgusting. They're not saying, hey, praying for him, hope he recovers. No, they're cheering the fact that a man was out speaking to a crowd in public, got shot in the neck, and blood was spurting out of his neck like it was a water hose. And they're cheering it on. These people are disgusting. It hasn't even been 2 hours. Absolutely disgusting. I have some more things I want to say, but I want to wait to get confirmation on who the shooter was so we learn more about their intentions and why they did what they did. But these people saying these things, disgusting. Now, don't forget, it's interesting because the same thing almost happened to Donald Trump. So again, I want to wait for more details to come out before I say much more, but it's interesting how all this dramatic high-level violence is happening against people on the right and not the left. That's just an observation that I've noticed. Anyway, just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter where I go into more detail on many of these topics. As more information comes out, I will be putting that together in the only place I can't be censored, which is right here. I'll be sending an article out later today or early tomorrow explaining this whole situation in detail. The link to this is on my profile. Just go there, click the link, drop your email. For now, we'll see you in the next one.
What else you had to say? Okay, let me see what else I can find. Rest in peace, Charlie. So sorry to see you die like that, man. It could happen to anybody, any one of us, you know. So sad to see that. Horrible. You know, they try to kill Trump and then they try to kill this guy. Damn. According to Raw Alerts, he just posted this 2 minutes ago. So I'm trying to find all the latest updates for you guys while I'm streaming, you know. So Raw Alerts posted, according to the BBC is reporting that Charlie Kirk's wife and 2 children were present during the tragic shooting. Wow. Wife and kids there watch the whole thing happen. Okay, Tuesday Gazette. This is the most heartbreaking clip of Megyn Kelly and Glenn Beck finding Charlie passed away. Let's take a look at this.
The New York Post. The reporter reports, I asked Trump how Charlie Kirk is doing. Not well. He's not doing well. Quote, it looks very bad. how Trump is feeling. Not good. Using the past tense. He was a very, very good friend of mine, and he was a tremendous person. I will say Gavin Newsom tweeted this out. The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form. That's right. There are news outlets reporting the worst right now, Glenn. I don't know what I'm waiting for before I report it. You know, I trust Just the News. I trust Deseret. What are we waiting for, like, the AP to say it? We don't trust them more than we trust these. They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead.
Damn.
At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. Right.
Boxing said, hold on a second. Violence and hate is what Charlie spewed. Even if you feel that Charlie spewed that, this is what's wrong with you people. And I know some people get offended by that. Yeah, you people. Even if he, let's say he did spew, he didn't spew violence and hate, but let's say if you did, you think you should just go murder everybody that does that? Or if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you should just murder them? Or somebody says something that you disagree with, you should go murder them? A lot of you people are living in this online fantasy. Some of these people that disagree with each other in politics, I'm sure they probably hang out, they have a dinner, they have a glass of wine and shit. You saw Trump and Obama laughing and stuff. You lose your whole life, just like the stalker I'm dealing with, some male sissy stalker. These people lose their whole life looking at somebody and like taking pictures and recording and obsessing. Their whole life is gone. Their life becomes you. And so for the people that are here laughing and celebrating, if it was Biden that was shot or killed, I would not be laughing. I would be joking about it. I wouldn't be praising it. I disagree with a lot of Biden stuff. I wouldn't be I'd say, damn, that's a shame. It's really unfortunate. That's disgusting. I wouldn't be laughing about it. But some of you people, because I've encountered these people in person, some of you people are so unhappy in your own life. I'm telling you, you're miserable. And they say misery loves company. So some of you people, the only joy in life you get is somebody dying. That's the only rejoice that you get. I think that's telling, if you ask me. That's telling. I think some of these people never get anywhere in their life. You think if I sat here worrying about everybody else or comparing myself that I would get to where I'm at? A lot of these people are miserable. And somebody's suffering or
this is the brink of where people will not sit in their seats anymore. This may be the match that will light a fire. This may cause the bully to hit back next time instead of talking through it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you people that are there out there that are hoping for death, wishing somebody's death, that your whole life revolves around somebody's death. There's just not much going on in your life if that's what your aspects are.
You know, Patriot Bubble stands for faith, family, and freedom. But did you?
Sorry, seeing this guy shot on video was I thought it was really just horrible, almost more horrible than the girl on the train. Though that was bad, but you could see his blood just. It was a very graphic video. And then his family and kids are there. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they lose themselves, even in this political stuff or disagreement stuff. It's fucking crazy. I remember somebody one time messaged me, sent me a long email because I mentioned Trump on a stream. I mentioned it. I think it was a Gene Carroll or something. I just mentioned, oh, here's an update. This person sent me like paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs about how they have all this
great coverage at iCkEdMeL. This is tragic.
Thank Thank you, Cyber. They have all this post-traumatic stress disorder and like all these illnesses and all these pills they're taking because of Trump, and that they were really upset that I even said the word, his name. And I told this person, this was like a year ago, a year and a half. I don't know when it was. I said, well, you better buckle up. You might want to turn off the internet because this is what's going to happen. This is just the reality of what's happening right now. You know? But I think decent people on both sides can agree, like, this is just too much. This is not right, you know?
Just past 2:00 Central here. And the news of Charlie Kirk getting shot at a campus event is just starting to hit the airwaves. And I'm at a loss. And I think just like a lot of young girls, a lot of women that watched the murder on the train with that viral story, the young Ukrainian girl here fleeing a war-torn country, seeking asylum in America, a war refugee, ends up getting killed on our streets, and how that affected a lot of young women. And those images, and now today with Charlie, I'm shook. There's no other way to put it, folks, because you have to understand how risky it is to be a conservative in public. You have to understand how risky it is to have a conservative event in public. I don't know too much about the preparation that Charlie has to go through for these events. I can imagine it is rigorous and the security is rigorous, and still this happens. When you see that moment when he gets struck, it's like it hit all of us. I am heartbroken for Charlie and his family. You can disagree with Charlie's politics as much as you want. He's a political commentator. That's what he is. He's a father and he's a husband. He does not deserve violence against him. And yet, why? Because the same why that we've been dealing with in this country for decades. The Democrat Party is the largest terrorist organization in this country. It is a terrorist organization. It is filled with violent actors. We've been seeing it for years. We've been seeing them burning our streets, attacking our police officers, attacking conservatives, Republicans, our president, and we still put up with it. The last 10 days are a not so subtle reminder of our real problems. We have violent criminals running around in our streets that can stab a young girl on a train to death.
Yep.
And we have judges and prosecutors that continue to release them on the street. That's our problem. We have violent leftists, liberal, progressive, Democrat terrorists that stalk conservative events and stalk conservatives and dox them and try to kill them. These are our problems. We have a broken country. And you wonder why people are so sick and damn tired of hearing about a foreign nation. You wonder why Americans are so sick and damn tired of funding foreign countries and their wars. We have our own problems. Innocent Americans are getting killed in the damn streets every day, and I have to hear about some stupid foreign country and some stupid foreign war. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, man. I hope Charlie survives this, folks. It does not look good. My God. Gut-wrenching, heart-stopping. I can't imagine what his family is going through. The people at Turning Point USA, all the great people over there. Unbelievable stuff. Folks, America has to heal. America has to come together and has to heal. If this isn't the wake-up call that you've been needing, I don't know what is, folks. Our country is sick. Our country is sick. Our people are sick. A school shooting, clearly with motives. A stabbing on a train, clearly with motives. A shooting, an assassination attempt of a political commentator, clearly with motives. Our country is sick. We have a terminal illness, and if we don't start turning everything inward to fix the problems in this country, it's only going to get worse, folks. It's time to focus on America and America only. I pray for Charlie. I hope to God we hear from him soon.
Well, that was before he was announced passed away. There's a new video, guys. They're saying this is... I was trying to look at it off screen. Video shows an individual running on a nearby rooftop after Charlie Kirk assassination. I was trying to see it myself. It was hard to see, but maybe let's see if we can see it together. Oh, okay. I think they're talking about this right here. You got to look at this part of the screen. I'm assuming they're talking about... So somebody, I don't know, I guess, got into a sniper position. You see this right here? What do you guys think? I'm going to play it over. Somebody ran. This might be it. This might be the shooter here. From an elevated position after the shooting, running off. Yeah. That's happening right now. All right, let me see what else. See what this guy to say.
So we're just not supposed to talk anymore? It's shut up or die? It's be liberal or die? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what we should have done to you guys?
I sent another video.
Is tell you that you have to be conservative or think a certain way or independent or die? Is that your MO?
Oh, thank you, Alan. Okay, I see that. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna show that next.
It's nobody. No, this shouldn't happen to anybody for their political views.
Okay, Island has sent a new, looks like a different angle. Let me tell
That
you
shit
what
on
this
the
is.
glass, look closely.
Eyewitnesses recorded someone on the roof from which shots were allegedly fired. Okay, so guys, check this out. I'm gonna full screen it. Okay, check this right here on the screen.
He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in.
Oh, I thought it was him.
And now he's right there. Just saying, just getting right up.
Yeah, you think he'd already be in place?
I thought that was him.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there?
Oh, somebody in the roof.
Just saying?
Yeah, it looks like he's
He just
laying
ran
down.
from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying, just...
It looks like how they try to get Trump.
Here, the police presence remains very strong here as they are preparing for a news conference at 4 o'clock, which is
10 minutes away.
Yeah, about
15
minutes away.
Okay.
We're hoping that that'll go on time. We're hoping to get more information about exactly how far they are in this investigation. We talk about not knowing what the motive is, but this much we do know, and that is that this was a conservative rally of sorts.
Damn,
a
they got
Charlie Kirk event.
This is so sad to see. This video of them rushing Charlie Kirk to a vehicle. So check this out. Just a warning, graphic warning. I mean, you don't see much, but I guess that's him right there. Putting him in a vehicle, SUV. Crazy, man. Where have we come to? Yeah, the guy arrested, they're saying the person arrested wasn't the shooter. I don't know why he was arrested.
I think whoever did it was a good shooter, a sharp shooter. It was one shot right directly to the heart, and we need to find out who did this. I think there should be a research completely done that took place hours, maybe a day before anything went on. Who could be there and pull that trigger and do it? And I don't think it was George Zim. He was poor, broke. He maybe was on medication, a little bit of loony boon, maybe a perfect person to pick and say that did it, but I don't think he did it at all.
So at this point, but did you see him taken into custody? Did you see him with any kind of thing in his hand, any device in his hand or anything like that?
Yeah, I saw when they actually put the handcuffs behind his back.
Okay.
I followed them.
All right,
when
we're going to go to Jason Chaffetz. You know, obviously there's going to be a lot of theories.
They cut his ass off.
Tells his listeners and those who are there to talk with him to ask him any question, and he has become adept. He became adept at answering every one of those debate questions.
Okay, hold on. This was Vivek.
He also has been out on the trail with Charlie, who I know is a dear friend. He's joining us by phone. Vivek, this is really rough, and I know it's rough on you personally. How are you processing this?
I mean, we're devastated, Megan. I'm in Northwest Ohio. I was traveling from my home in Columbus when we heard the news, but we are devastated. Just got off the phone with my wife. I was with Charlie here just 2 weeks ago here in Ohio. It actually wasn't something, broadly broadcasted, but we had some one-on-one time together, had a real heart-to-heart conversation when he was here.
Mel, in the up-close video, there's a speck on his right collarbone area, and clearly something under the shirt. The speck disappears after the shot. Do we know what that was? Mike?
I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. I'll take a look at the video. I don't know if it's the same video we're talking about. I'll take a look at it.
Even 2 days ago, was talking to him like I'm talking to you now. Spent a good part of the last year together, traveling the country, doing actually events like the one he was doing today. Intense, on college campuses. And it makes you think about, what did he do that was so wrong that earned him this fate? It was to foster open conversations with young people.
I can't keep watching that video.
Who were hungry to figure out what they believed. And that's what he did. And I think more than anybody else I know, I really mean it when I say this, I think more than anybody else I know, he was committed to talking to people who disagreed with him, to do it openly.
Right.
That was his ultimate sin. It turns out, in the twisted world we live in today. And, God blessed him with immense gifts that rarely a person might have. And what I love about Charlie is that he was not afraid to use those gifts to do what he felt was right for his country. He knew the risks he was taking. I mean, he had 2 kids. They're a little younger than mine, 2 years apart. I think around 3 and 1.
Yeah.
Were his kids' age. And he did it. I mean, those kids are going to grow up without a great father. They were kids to a great father, a great man, a great American. And they're going to grow up without him. But he took those risks for those kids so they could grow up in a country that he believed in.
Yeah, I was just talking about this. I just was talking about this the other day. It was Graham Linehan, the Irish citizen who got arrested in the U.S. for my daughter because she can't. And he meant more than just she's too young to really understand these issues and process them. He meant there's fear, and that our young people today really, they're not in a position like you are, like I am, like Charlie was, to risk professional reputation or blowback or cancellation, what have you, by but no one's factoring that in, right? Like that's even as a politician now,
Okay, they're saying new audio reveals police believe Charlie Kirk's assassin fled the campus. Let's listen to this audio real quick.
Confirm the university, no suspect in custody. They've released that individual.
Okay. And they're still looking for him. Do they think he's in this building? They're thinking in this building right now?
No. We have cameras that show that he left campus.
Okay, shows cameras that he left campus. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Hassan Anabi. I don't like this guy at all, but he reacted to Charlie Kirk's death.
There is a closer footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck here as well, where you can oh, he's dead. Oh my God, he's definitely dead. Oh my God, I can't believe I just saw that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, he definitely got shot in the neck. Oh my God. Oh, fuck.
Thank you, guys. 6 p.m. press conference. Okay, Rooster, thank you. We'll check it out. We have 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, I that footage. That you do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. That footage, the close-up footage shows very clearly immediately blood pouring out of his jugular. He gets shot in the neck, blood pouring out of his jugular, like an unimaginable amount of blood pouring out of his jugular. There is very, very little chance that he survived that. I don't know. I don't know if he did, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh my God. That was fucking devastating. Holy shit. I don't know what to say. Oh my Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. America is so absolutely fucked. Oh.
It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so they're saying a press conference in 5 minutes, so we'll stay tuned for that.
I said that this was going to happen the entire time I was a student at the University of Utah. I said that this was going to happen when Ben Shapiro came to visit and Steven Crowder got
It's 5 minutes, so 6 p.m.
threatened,
Eastern.
seriously threatened by Antifa, and there was an entire plan to execute him. And I'm going to say it now with what just happened with Charlie Kirk up in Logan. It is nonstop here. The violence against Republicans and conservatives is an ongoing threat here in the state of Utah. And it doesn't matter how many times we tell the FBI, how many times we tell local law enforcement, nobody seems to care. Hopefully this is a big wake-up call for our state where we start to realize that there are actual threats against conservatives and Republicans in the state. Please keep Charlie Kirk in your prayers. I know that I am. I will be back from maternity leave next Monday. Can't wait to see you guys then. I said that this was going to happen the
Okay.
Yeah, those are emotional words. I think there are so many students on the campus of Utah Valley University that are feeling that way today, that were in attendance, that saw what happened. And a lot of them were there to either hear somebody who agreed with them, disagreed with them, for that civic discourse that has now turned into incredible tragedy. Several of the individuals we've spoken to, it's hard. They're feeling like it's hard to wrap their mind around what happened. We're hearing stories of people running in every direction. Unfortunately, we're also hearing about students who got trampled in the exit of this event. Several people, showed us all their scrapes on their knees and that their backs were completely dirty as, people, either, pushed out of the way and, they fell to the ground. But we're also hearing in fact, that woman that you just heard from her told us a story of how the two people that she was with actually covered her, instinctually went to cover her. Her brother kind of made a human shield over her, and the other man that she was with made sure that behind her was safe and was looking around to make sure that she was okay. So stories as well of people looking out for each other in the worst of moments. There's still a lot of questions unanswered. Hopefully we get some answers here in just a moment as we listen into police here. Hopefully we'll get some answers there in just a few minutes. But yeah, Max, Robin, this is a devastating day at Utah Valley. Students feeling the pain of what happened here.
That's right, they are. Thank you, Spencer. And I do want to share the latest tweet or comment on X from Governor Cox. He says, I have ordered the flags of the United States of America and the great state of Utah to be flown at half staff. So earlier we heard.
Okay. Alex Jones just made a post 30 minutes ago. He said, this is why Charlie Kirk was killed. Let me see. What's this?
Political radicalism needs a catalyst. Political radicalism does not come out of peace, prosperity, rising wages, stable families, church attendance, and happy people. Happy people, grateful people do not get behind Vladimir Lenin, and they certainly don't get behind Chavez or Castro.
That's right.
People that own nothing, that feel like their property is diminishing, they don't have property, or their dollar is diminishing in value, they start to look for alternatives. And so the political project in front of us as conservatives should be, how do we actually de-radicalize the country in the next couple of years? That's my obsession. That's why I say I try not to think about all this other stuff, because it just, it's so much brain space. My number one obsession is I know what is coming next. Political radicalism needs a catalyst. Political radicalism does not come out of peace, prosperity, rising wages, stable families, church attendance, and happy people. Happy people, grateful people do not get behind Vladimir Lenin, and they certainly don't get behind Chavez or Castro.
That's right.
People that own nothing, that feel like their property is diminishing, they don't have property, or their dollar is diminishing in value, they start to look for alternatives. And so the political project in front of us as conservatives should be, how do we actually de-radicalize the country in the next couple of years? That's my obsession. That's why I say I try not to think about all this other stuff, because it just, it's so much brain space. My number one obsession is I know what is coming next. Political radicalism.
All right.
That violence isn't the answer. They just want to kind of have more peaceful discourse, like you and Robin were talking about earlier, Max, but just, hoping that we can all come together differently in this country at this moment in time. People that have been honking as they go by, cars with flags on them too. So a lot of community gathering here. People that I was talking to said, they just heard that this happened. They wanted to come out. They don't know if he's in fact at this hospital, but they're just here in case he is, or just to, show their support for more peace around all of us right now. So again, we don't know if this Timpanogos Regional Hospital is where first responders brought Charlie Kirk. We don't know any of those locations or those details right now, but we are here in case we do learn any more information. There's crime scenes.
So apparently, Libs of Tech Talk make this post. Representative Lauren Boebert. Let me see. Lauren Boebert had made a request for a silence, a prayer for Charlie Kirk. And it says here, Democrats shout, no, I have a meltdown. Let's see.
What purpose did the gentlelady from Colorado rise?
This was earlier, right? I think I played this earlier.
Let's wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. We will join prayer right after this, okay?
Okay, I guess they were upset. Another interesting post. Check this out. So somebody posted this, and they tagged the FBI and said that can FBI look into this? Posted just over 24 hours ago. So this person on X said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Wow. And then goes on to say, let's just say something big is happening. Wow. Who's this person? Omar. Okay, let me see if I can pull their profile up. Boom. Najra Galvez. I don't see anything. Oh, they created their account in September though this month. So I don't know. I wouldn't take too much stock in this. Okay.
Robin, as we were hearing folks talk about how political discourse has gotten and that sort of thing. I was a U.S. history major.
That's right.
And I do think that it's really important.
This is so impactful because Charlie is an honest man. There will be sadness, but there will be rage. This is the start of political unrest. The dragon is awaking.
Jr. was assassinated in the same year as Robert F. Kennedy.
I agree.
And John Kennedy assassinated several years before that. The civil rights movement with Emmett Till and any number of people being assassinated. We've gone through President Reagan being shot. Our parents went through Vietnam and the Kent State shootings. And we've been through world wars. We have been through incredible divisive times in this country. And so this is very present. And we have phones and video everywhere. But it doesn't mean that now is worse than what we've been through and that we're not going to get through this and get to a better place.
Max, I was literally watching a video this morning where a history professor was saying the exact same thing.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Yes, we have been through a lot as a country.
I think Ben Winslow,
I think Ben Winslow is ready at that news conference. Don't know if it's started
news
yet,
conference,
but we are going to check in with Ben. Ben, what are you hearing and seeing there?
Well, we are waiting this news conference that is expected to begin very shortly. You can see, of course, flags behind me, the official state seal. Governor Spencer Cox is expected to speak to the crowd. We understand Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason will also be speaking to us. It remains Val Peterson, who is the vice president of Utah Valley University, will also be speaking.
Horrific. This is awful.
AOC.
And the assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America. We cannot risk. Thank you.
Are you worried about holding events in public?
I think that, of course, it's a natural consequence to see this and to be worried about this. And I think, but what is most important is the fact that we've gotten to this place, and we need to figure out what we can do to ensure that every American can feel safe going to a public event. Thank you. Sorry.
We're expecting the FBI to be here. I don't know if you remember or not, but a little bit earlier we showed you some of those officers racing away as if to go to somewhere close by campus here. I don't know exactly what they were going to look for or anything like that, but somebody did send me a picture of some SWAT team members in a neighborhood there canvassing an area. So we're not exactly sure what they're looking at. But again, this press conference is expected to start at 4 o'clock right here, and we're expecting the governor to be here. We're expecting the FBI to be here, and also the Department of Public Safety. Again, this is a podium right here. We see it all set up. We're wanting to be able to talk to them. This is just a real tragedy. I mean, this is not only a local story or even a national story. This is going to be an international story here as to what happened here at UVU today.
You said they caused this. You said
most certainly, yes, they did cause this. That type of rhetoric, you calling people fascists, you basically saying that we're Nazis, taking away people's rights. Charlie Kirk was literally murdered, and you can see that footage online. And I would encourage people, instead of sharing that, please share pictures of his family and the legacy that he left.
Congressman, when he recruited you to politics, can you talk a little bit about your early experience with Mr. Kirk?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to medical school, and he convinced me that politics would be a better option. So we'll help continue that fight and for the movement. Thank you.
That was Congressman.
Start with George Soros, arrest him, and a crap ton of others. Or the North and South thing will happen again.
This is the press conference setup right here. Grandpa. One shot, yeah, it was one shot.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family.
Why is it the party against guns are always shooting people?
From all of us, and Jesse's right, if they could do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type, but if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening.
And that was Charlie Kirk there speaking at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee last July. The Trump ally also spoke at the RNC back in 2020 during the president's first term in the White House. Joining us now with more on Charlie Kirk is CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Ed, thanks for being with us on this day. Help us take a step back and give us some perspective on Kirk's role in today's conservative movement. It is hard to understate the scope of his influence.
Yeah, especially among younger conservatives or younger Republican voters, or those at least that spend a lot of time online. Kirk began his Turning Point USA organization about 12 years ago when he was only about 18, and inspired by the Tea Party movement, built it from there. It now includes Turning Point USA, which is a more of a political arm, and then even Turning Point Faith,
America
which
is cooked.
designed to
How long until travel warnings are issued for the U.S.?
Among those that are more
Hope you're doing well, Mel.
religiously conservative. And so, then there's a radio show, and there was podcasting, and there was a pretty vociferous social media feed that included highlights from the event like the one he was holding today, where you hold these, prove me wrong exchanges with people who may disagree with you. Like Anna said, one of the issues he talked a lot about in this country, guns in America. There would have been a conversation about that. Could have been something
Evil
that was going
hates
on
truth,
in the
and
news.
that is
or
what
sports.
Charlie Kirk spoke.
Certainly issues of faith and society in general, and then defending the Trump administration from those that disagreed with it. But the idea was that he would sit there, engage the person, try to have a, healthy and breezy back and forth. Maybe the other person walked away from it convinced. Maybe the other person walked away slightly angry. But the idea was he was trying to show his followers, you can have these kinds of healthy conversations, and here's how you can defend your viewpoint from the conservative perspective. And again, there are a lot of people in this country today, Nancy, who are learning about who he is for the first time. And that's because the way your social media feed works may not serve you that kind of content. That's to the detriment of everyone. You're not seeing the other side necessarily. And so this will be an opportunity for people to learn about maybe what he stood for and what he stood against, and whether you agree with it or not, that's what he was out there doing. And that it ended so violently and so unexpectedly is really going to be a profound marker on the conservative movement. You've seen the reaction from the president, the vice president, the Secretary of Defense, other senior White House officials like Stephen Miller, for example, others who work in the West Wing who were close with Charlie, who were inspired by the activism that he led, and in many cases may very well be in the jobs they're in because Charlie Kirk told the president, yeah, that guy should have that job, or she should be working in that part of the administration, because we know that during the transition last year, given what he had done to help mobilize the conservative vote for the president, given how close he'd become with the president and his son Donald Trump Jr. especially, he was at Mar-a-Lago in transition meetings, cherry-picking people for senior government roles. Urged them to put Kash Patel at the FBI, would have steered them towards certain people to put in the cabinet, and then went out and used his movement to make sure that these people got the votes needed from fellow Republicans who may have been skeptical about their qualifications, and made sure they got their jobs. And others thinking ahead to the future of the party and the future of the MAGA movement knew that they had to be cultivating him and those that followed him, because they are the foot soldiers in the conservative movement today. And guys like Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, and plenty of others are the ones that the party leans on now to help draw attention to issues or to certain candidates who may need some money and manpower, and to make sure that they understand why it is the president is doing what he's doing.
And Ed, the thing is, it's an incredible impact for someone who is just 31 years old, and yet he's been part of this conservative scene for quite some time. He started quite early on the grassroots level. Can you talk a little bit about that impact that not only he has had as a political figure in his own right, but also the movement he has helped spawn through Turning Point itself?
Well, yeah.
She is the problem, what a pile.
We heard some on our air earlier today saying how attending and speaking at a Turning Point event could be just as effective as speaking at a Trump rally in terms of the mileage you could get out of doing so. That clips of it would spread, that the word of mouth would spread, that the donations might come in, that the volunteers willing to show up to help you because they like something.
2, 3, okay.
Sound check, sound check.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
For those who are angry and saddened about Charlie, remember he was a godly man and stood for godly ways. Pray, don't let the enemy take hold. Give everything to God. God is the way, the truth, the light. U.S. outlying islands.
Thank you, Miley. Thank you, Sticky Cheeks, too. We're about to get a press conference. We're just waiting on the update.
Yes, and I'll let them know. Perfect.
But again, you know, we talk, Nancy, in this country about
The
making sure that
adversary
young
wants you
voters are
scared.
engaged.
He wants you angry. He wants you to hide and retreat. He wants chaos and panic and fear. Do the exact opposite.
An update every 5 minutes until the actual press conference starts. Also, if you guys need a water, our UVU hosts are kind, and they have brought some because I know it's hot and we're all in one room together.
People to the streets, drew people to causes and events, and was gunned down way too soon.
An incredible legacy. I also find it noteworthy, Ed, to see the reaction that has been pouring out, not only from leaders on the right, but also on the left, and notable names like Kamala Harris, former President Obama, former President Biden. I mean, it is rare to have the leaders on both sides be able to speak so movingly about one figure at this point.
Well,
check.
There's audio.
Democrats who were trying to take cues from him, try to figure out how it is that you were convincing people to rally to your cause.
Sorry,
I think
my
the
brother.
most notable
I am
example,
pissed
I'm pulling
off
it up
big
here,
time.
was the California governor, Gavin Newsom, who himself launched a podcast earlier this year. We've now seen the Kentucky governor, Andy Beshear, go out and do the same thing, because they understand the voters I need to reach, young, male, and either, right or center right, are out there, and they're out there listening to podcasts, and they're out there in the digital space. And they may be watching us right now on their phone or at home on their flat screen or their laptop. And Newsom specifically went to see him. They had an interview for Newsom's podcast. The governor.
With that post that I showed you guys earlier, somebody, RT, said, did Kirk's killer reveal his plans in advance? Posted on X yesterday, profile now locked. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college. Tomorrow, I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Let's just say something big will be happening tomorrow. I wonder, is it that person?
People have no idea what he did. And may this perhaps be an opportunity for people to try to get beyond what their algorithm serves them and learn a little bit about the other side, whether they like him and agree with him or not.
A very fair point there. Ed O'Keefe, thank you very much for joining us with your insight. Okay, and we are following more breaking news. We're going to turn things now over to Weisha Zhang, who is joining us from the White House lawn. Weisha, when we talk about the scale and the scope of something like this, a tragedy like this, can you talk to us a little bit about how the White House is reacting?
Well, a lot of the officials inside the White House have known Charlie Kirk for years, since the first time President Trump served in office during his re-election campaigns. They closely worked with Charlie Kirk. And of course, now they did work with him because he is was a close, trusted advisor of President Trump.
No matter what your political or religious views are, offing someone is never okay.
So I can tell you,
we must stand up for what is right.
It has been a very
My heart
somber
hurts
day
so
here
much.
at the White House, with many officials and other staff members visibly shaken, even crying, because this is such a huge loss for them. Because they not only considered Charlie Kirk to be a colleague, but many of them were friends with him.
So, breaking 911 just posted, CNN, Charlie Kirk's assassin remains on the run and has not been identified. How is this person still on the run? How? They're about to start, maybe?
Yep. Not starting. They are wrapping up their command briefing now. We should have about 2 minutes before they finish that, and then it'll be about a 5-minute walk over here. So about 7 minutes out, maybe slightly more.
Okay, guys, you can tell that to the live, okay?
Okay. We should be beginning our briefing on the UVU incident here shortly. That should begin in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just waiting for individuals involved in this to work their way over to our briefing location.
Sorry, say that again. Are you coming in yet?
Even Jesus flipped the tables. Something's gonna give.
Yeah. We're waiting on the media. Charlie Kirk's wife did make a post and said Psalm 46:1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. It was so bad for their family. And my favorite video to Charlie, giving all glory to God. Let's see.
United States.
I live
Donald
nearby.
Trump
Went
is
home to arm
president of the
myself before
United
going to get
States.
groceries.
We've got our republic
It's
back,
a scary
folks.
world.
Donald Trump is president of the United States. We've got our republic back, folks.
Let's go. There it is.
Everybody should remember this moment. Look, I'm gonna echo Charlie from earlier. Remember where you were when this happened. Remember where you were when you realized that the Uniparty and all of these, just the establishment, you said it's time to actually participate. And look what you guys have done.
And if anyone deserves to get tears in his eyes, it's Charlie. I think we all agree. I think Erica was chopping some onions or something in the break room. No one has worked harder than Charlie for this.
We gotta hear some words here from you, Charlie. You put all this together, my man. Let's hear it.
Asks the formats typically that attendees ask him questions, he answers, debates them. In the second question, essentially the person was asking about mass shootings, and as he was answering, we heard one gunshot ring out.
2 minutes, 2 minutes to start.
People were screaming, and then we saw police officers come and start evacuating people. As soon as I looked back at the table, Charlie Kirk was gone.
there were people who dropped their bags, their keys, and had just left, and ended up being stranded on campus for a little while.
Some people starting
so
to file in here,
circles,
and so we might be
but it was
getting something
generally
pretty soon
chaos
as
for
to
a
when
little
this
while
may
afterward.
start. But
Was there a
we'll go
large
ahead and,
police
we're going to get
presence
back to you
just
guys,
at the
and of course, as
university
soon as
for
takes
this event
place,
itself?
We'll take it live.
Yeah, there was plans that were made. You know, there was campus police, Utah County sheriffs were on site, and there were, Charlie Kirk himself had his own security team there. It was just one gunshot we heard, and he was hit.
Did you see anything or any commotion from where the gunshot came from?
No, in fact, initially I thought it was a prank. I didn't know it was real. And then we saw police officers taking it seriously, hands on their weapons, and realized what had happened.
Just describe for me sort of what you saw unfold afterward. And I know that there certainly
It's crazy, dude.
an emotional impact for you too, having witnessed a homicide, but also it's just you have reporter mode and you have to cover this.
Okay, if we can have you get ready for the press conference.
I dropped down with everyone else. I actually have grass stains on my knees. People were running, stepping on each other. I was stepped on. There was a mother behind me who yelled out.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, starting.
Thank you for being here. At this press conference, we will first hear
Charlie is at yay right-hand side of God. He is no longer concerned with the issues of this world.
from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Tuminez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Of course, yeah. Political assassination.
We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Ooh. Still got the death penalty. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror.
Yeah, look in the mirror. That's what I'm telling you.
See if you can find a better angel in there somewhere.
That's what I'm telling you about these people. Yeah.
I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
Who's George Zinn?
Is there any indication or looking for another shooter or anybody else related to this?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to this shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Do we have a description of the possible shooter?
Do you want to talk about what we know there?
Yeah. The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where do you believe the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did FBI or DHS have anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak to that.
I'll just say that the investigation is ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involvement?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Who was there security-wise, and what happens on these kind of events?
Chief Long.
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we are devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare. I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his wife and parents found out about this. Obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah. They find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside. We did have 6 officers working that event.
We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things. Unfortunately,
you're watching this live press conference from Orem, Utah. Normally, we were on the air with World News Tonight. We will join the broadcast in just a moment. I want to bring you up to speed on what we just learned. There is a person of interest now in custody. They are interviewing this person. It is not the same person that was taken into custody for a short period of time earlier in the day. That person has been cleared.
Answering a question about mass shootings specifically. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Yeah, a question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that kind of set the security protocol for the event?
So we work together. He has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we were working together.
Was this a sharpshooter type shot?
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today. Again, thank you for covering this. We will be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family and to the students who were there today. I would just ask everyone everywhere to please pray for their family and to pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. Thank you.
Okay, so horrible situation. Kash Patel. What did Kash Patel say? They did say they have somebody in custody. Not besides the old guy. They have somebody else in custody. It's very sad. But the shooter's still at large, right? Oh no, they have somebody else besides that old guy. They have somebody else in custody, and they're questioning them. I don't know. I'm gonna head out of here, but yeah, it's very, very tragic. I feel really, really sorry for the family.
Watch your step.
Some very strong words coming from Governor Cox here in regards to what happened here. Obviously, a real tragedy. He is calling this, as you mentioned, a political assassination. Somebody that came after Charlie Kirk and wanted to take him out. And so we believe right now, from what's been happening as far as what they were able to tell us, they do have a person of interest in
Custody, yeah.
Person that they're looking at, but they're not saying whether or not the two are related. So again,
Island check message. Oh my god.
Is that the actual shooter? We don't know, but they did say he is a person of interest.
Yes. Okay. I showed.
They say they are still canvassing the area. They're still
Let's see. Hold on. This is happening now. Apparently, there's another suspect from Charlie Kirk shooting that has not been apprehended. Okay, let's take a look at this. Hold on.
About 6 armed men in the backyard of a home right next to UVU campus. Apparently they are looking for another suspect. Maybe another suspect has not been apprehended. And they're actively searching. I'm at a home that is probably about right next to UVU. So
yes, they're still there. They're huddled together.
Are you talking to Bruce?
Lissa.
And they're looking for someone.
We're all at the windows.
Okay. Do we need to let them know that well, there's more of them right there.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is Phil's staff.
Oh my goodness, he's coming right here. Okay.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get off, and I'm just gonna say rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. For me, I know some people don't feel like that. It's a really, to see him killed like that on video, and I don't know, man. It's just so like disheartening, you know. Hold on. Brian Enton made a post. Brian Enton. Brian Enton said Charlie Kirk was in a lower bowel area surrounded by buildings for his event. Shooter was on the roof. Charlie Kirk shooter was captured on security camera dressed in all dark clothing. Okay. I just want to say condolences to the family. It's just horrible. He has kids, a wife. I don't know what to think. Horrible video to see, you know. And so my prayers to them. I'll try to give you guys some updates. I guess for now I'm gonna get off. But I like that this officer said too that he's like, this is a political assassination.
This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Take care. Thank you so much for watching me. Take care. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.